Hey, what is up? We are back. It is the Wandering Isles time. Best time of the week. We are here today. Mr. Ryan and playing Amadriana. We've got Kian playing Dash. We've got Rory playing Eos. We've got Busy playing Atsu. We've got Richard playing Slate. Oh my gosh. And we are going to jump straight into it. Rory, take us away.
Previously on the Wandering Isles, the battle against the Inferno raged in fire and fury. Fitz, being of living flame, tore through the battlefield until Amadrian and Hatsu executed their plan. The collar was the key. But just as Amadriana moved in, Fitz turned his burning gaze on Eos. She met him with raw power and fury. Magic clashed with flame, forcing him back long enough for the collar to be snapped shut. Fire died, leaving only a man behind, a name marked on his skin, Fitz. Victory came at a cost as Hatsu and Eos prayed over the fallen. A golden bee landed on Rowan Darkwood. He lived. Edric, however, did not. With their wounded prisoners secured, they returned home, but mysteries lingered. The mark on Fitz's wrist mirrored Slate's own, shackles from a past unknown. Orla Valtime's rescue unveiled a map of Fitz's atrocities. As Wes's grave, something impossible had bloomed, flowers shimmering like a dream. As Eos reached her room, she noticed a new door in the dorm. But we had to rest. What's next? Are you ready to roll on the Wandering Isles?
Back at the Arcanum. We're back at the Arcanum. It only took like 10 sessions or something.
Did you expect any less from us?
Marking our session 40 as well. Hell yeah. So, my gang, my group, my posse. As stated previously, you'd be meeting up with Remington, but we have a little ways to go before that. You're back in your respective rooms, your respective places. I would like to know what y'all are doing. So, take over. Talk to me. What are you guys up to?
I know Amadriana would definitely be investigating this new plant, this new flower.
Sure.
Maybe looking through some of Weslin's books that I'm assuming he would have had on the shelves in the it's not a hut, in the bungalow, in the I don't know what we call it.
Yeah, we called it a hut before, I think so.
Just to see if there's anything of the likeness to this plant.
Okay. Likeness to this plant. I'd say we'll go with investigation or history to go through the books. Maybe to see if there's anything in there.
So my investigation roll is a not bad 17. And my history is a tragic 11.
Okay. Westland's books are more pictograms than anything. They depict certain things, certain memories and stuff, but they're not written word. They're drawing. There are depictions of what looks like somebody walking through like forests, woods, verdant areas. It could be arborous. There's no color or anything. It's all on this sort of monochrome type paper, this parchment. So it's really hard to depict. There's nothing that specifically, or at least uniquely, depicts flowers. They are included in certain pictures, but there's nothing that maybe looks the same as this.
Okay. So having kind of, our equivalent would be got home, take the shoes off, let the feet breathe, like move your toes around.
Yeah.
She's like sitting on the doorstep, essentially with a cup of tea, and the wings are kind of out and like no pressure on them to stay cramped in and that kind of thing. And she's just chilling for a little while.
Nice. What about the rest of you?
Yeah, I got some letters I need to send. Okay. So Dash needs to send
you'll be pleased to know
3 letters.
That outside Remington's office is now a newly renovated area that looks like a courier box system. You pop in your coin, it'll open up, you dispense your letters, and it'll send. It costs
wonderful.
a silver per letter.
Oh, excellent. Cool. So I have 3 to send. So that's the first thing Dash should do upon returning. 1 to Elendor, 1 to his mother, and 1 to Mr. Simul Decker.
Okay.
So they're the 3 that he'll send. I haven't tried the show on stream
Omegaverse fan
thing,
club.
actually. Omegaverse fan club, yeah, literally. So I want to try that macro to show him on stream because I haven't done that yet. So shall I do that?
You
Or should we keep it private? Yeah, fuck it, we'll do it.
don't know.
Why not?
I don't know what we're doing. What are we doing?
Just the letters are just so stream gets to see them.
Oh, cool. Okay, you're putting them into chat. Got it.
Yeah. Just so they're covered. I haven't written, and you'll be aware of them already anyway.
No problem.
So he'll do that, and then he'll take some time with Lissa, I guess, just kind of chill and unwind. Their room space in the tree is now a bit larger, so they'll take some time together to redesign that and go from there. And that'll be most of the first day back.
Perfect. Perfect. I'll go to Hatsu. What are you doing, my friend?
Hatsu is going through basically the backpack that he had from Remington, and he makes sure that everything is back there, but the things they actually used. And
Okay.
he kind of leans over to where Ayame is.
Mhm.
And he goes, "Well, I know we are back from a long journey, but I'm afraid nobody else will take a look out and watch tracks and stuff, so would you mind do that for us?"
She nods and she goes out and she puts on her just her basic stuff, not for traveling, but for just basic patrol, light foot gear.
From there, he would take the backpack and move to Remington's office.
It'll be a little bit late at the moment, but you will be meeting up with Remington anyway, but you can take it with you in the morning if you want. You guys are kind of in at night to chill.
Okay. So how late is it actually? Like midnight, later?
9 or 10 or something, I think.
Okay, then he leaves the backpack there and he does that in the morning. What he would do is actually do his evening practice and make new power balls, 6 of them. And he would eat 2 and keep the rest for later. And then
Excuse me. Yep.
he would also get out all his equipment, his swords, his jitte and everything, line it all up perfectly. And then he would take out some of the rose oil and would minusculely and with perfection clean all his stuff. He would also clean his clothes with a cleansing stone and make sure that everything is at its best condition.
Okay. No problem.
And then later at night, he would join out to have a scouts round and visit the place with the buried bodies. Would make sure that the graves are still as they have been.
Untouched, yeah.
And he would visit a place where he secured a telestone, which the other end goes to his father. And he would grab it, making sure that nobody's watching where he's going and what he's doing. And he would call in.
So do stealth
Father.
to make sure you're hidden first before you do that.
Yeah. Okay. Shabalabab. 13.
Okay. Yeah, you go off and you have your telestone.
Father, this is Hatsu. You're there.
Takes about a minute or so to get a response, but you it's sort of, the communication opens and it's like, shh. Hi.
Just wanted to report what happened and make sure that everything is all right at home.
Nods, and like, obviously you don't pick up on that, but you know your father, so you know the first thing he'll do is like, just like a little nod, and then there's the response of like, hi.
I made some notes, but I'm not quite sure if I should send them. I think this might be a little more comfortable, and we can cut the middleman, I guess, if that's in your interest. So what happened is that we got a mission from Remington, which evolved around Volcanus. We learned that there is a site that is made for worship for the unnamed one. We encountered some creatures that we could make friends, and we encountered some creatures that we had to leave as that was, because they were exciting, but also powerful and dangerous. There is a cave like south of the Volcanus Isles. Right when you enter, there's a little entering in a cave where you can find some creatures that are hostile in the beginning, but if you manage to handle them well, they will let you go through the cave. You will go through the site that is dedicated for what it looks like offerings to the unnamed one, and certain locations there that are quite suspicious, and if you go deeper in, you will find a giant squid living there in an underground sea. Further to the north, there is a bigger city that is called Brodadir. I don't know if you heard of it, but they're not friendly in general, more to humans, but they have a very strict system of security with a lot of guards, just to be aware of that. The main plot there is fishing and research, which is covered from the Megaverse Corporation. Further to the north, there's an outpost from the Lunakin. I won't name it intentionally, I will just describe a little bit that happened there. I encountered a creature that was not really human, but nothing I've ever seen before. It had like a little goo to it. And after we killed it, this very essence went into one of our company. It went into Slate basically and enhanced some of his abilities. We're not quite sure what it does yet. We accomplished the mission and we were able to kill a minor race threat. I was very proud of my group because it was the first time I could trust something like that to others, which I'm not used to, as you might know. So all in one, was a very good session. I learned a lot. We learned a lot about the territory, and I'm happy to give you further details by our system.
He takes a moment and then he starts talking, and you can kind of hear behind him that he's clearly writing, noting things down, and filling in his journal. Is any of this crucial to now? Is there something we should do? This giant squid, is it a problem?
Maybe we should help investigate. The Arcanum is gonna send people that investigate, but I'm afraid there has to be joint forces to properly investigate that area. It's quite suspicious to me that a lot of that activity that is happening there is also happening while the Megaverse is doing their research there. Remington is aware of it, but they were only able to send one. And certain entities killed a lot of the very, very proficient Lunakin and a lot of the Thieves Guild there, which are called the White Hands. Maybe we should also send out somebody from our network that might be able to assist.
Which town should we send? And how many?
I would say 2. One obvious, one hidden. And you should send them to a town which is located on the south side. It's the first town they will approach, and they should ask for a huntress named Orla. Tell them that I sent you, and she will help as much as she can.
Should we send supplies or resources?
If you have contacts to the Lunakin, you should try to help them out with their research. They had quite some losses, and they might need somebody that is able to search in the places that are not easy for them to search.
We only know them by legend. We have not created it.
Maybe you should talk back to Remington to make him make contact. I can ask him if you want, but I think it's more appropriate if you would do that.
I will reach out to Remington. I will send him a letter. Your sister is visiting. She has time.
When does she arrive?
In a week. She has some time away from her studies. They will close her college for a few weeks for the end of the year. Do you do the same?
I don't know yet if you get some time off or if Remington will send us on another mission. There's a lot going on at the moment, as you know. But if I got some holidays, I will definitely come. If I can't make it, tell her I almost missed her.
I will not. Your mother would kill me. Do you need more support at the school? Your attack has concerned us greatly.
I think Remington is good for now, and we as students are helping out. There's a lot of competent figures that prove themselves to be capable of doing so, and Ayame is helping a lot out as well. I don't think we need, and I don't think we should, thin our lines home, because the guys that came here are clearly connected to the group. I try my best to make Boreal feel some kind of accepted and home, and I will keep you updated on his situation, and I will also keep you updated on the other situation as far as I can get more information. Fortunately, I wasn't able yet.
We will be having our end of year celebration. Should you wish to join us with your friends, we will clear out the Toshitsugu Inn, and we will have rooms available for you. Just give us notice.
Domo arigatou gozaimashita, Father.
Oi.
I will report further, as I mentioned, to give you more details, but I will send it on secure ways.
And the Fujiwara girl, is she okay?
She's more than okay. She grew much more than I thought she would be capable of. And I think our families made a new, stronger bond for the future.
Your mother will send bread. Is Boreal okay? You can now tell that your mother's somewhere behind talking to him and relaying information, and that's why he's asking all these questions.
He's good. I will visit him tomorrow morning. After I saw Remington, I still have to report. We just arrived back at the school.
Be safe and stay in touch. And yeah, he just stops talking. He sort of loses focus.
Hi. See you soon, Otto-san. Over.
Just no response. Yeah. I should change the music. Didn't realize we were going to have like a good RP moment there.
He just shoves it back at the secret spot. And he would sneak back home with a few moves of sprinting, dashing against trees, kicking himself up in the air, running up on trees, make backflips, come down like a fucking squirrel, land on the feet like a cat, and moves on through the woods.
I'll go with Slate. What are you doing, my friend?
I think having learned as much as I did on that excursion, I'm definitely coming back a new man, as they say. I think, while walking, I would hastily scroll a note for Dance. I don't know if he's back or not, but my intention is to walk by his classroom, which I presume at that hour would be empty, and then head to wherever it is that I know that he stays and just slip it under his door. And there's not much to it. I'm just asking him to meet because I think there's questions to be discussed. So it's just a little scrawl on a piece of paper. Because it's late thereafter, I think I would go back to my room next to Eos for the calmness, the stillness, the quietness, and the cold. The unwind. While there, I think
you're still upstairs, right? So you're not in the tree. You're in the. Okay, yeah, you would take note that when you're passing, there's a door next to Eos's door as well. There's just another room here for some reason. That's between probably the two of you, because if I remember correctly, you were directly on the right and she was next to that, so she had a stairwell up, so that other door will be between the two.
I think then I would be aware of that and probably a little put off by it, but as always, I would go in, close the door, and I think, like I say, a lot of things have happened. So I think I would just quietly pen a letter, some musings, some thoughts, some follow-ups that I have, scribble them down. When finished, I think I would make my way back out into the corridor and, having passed Remington's office and seen this new postal area, etc., I think I would just follow the instructions on it, open it, put it in, and pay, just to see how it works, see how good it is. And then after that, I think my priority for me is to learn more. I think I would be, having done these quick and easy errands, my mind would be spinning and awash with questions, because so much has happened with Fitz and the Wraith Embers that I received after he was defeated, with the sample that I took from the forest smoke ooze creature, and then also absorbing some of the ability myself. So with a mixture of my own DNA, the Wraith Embers, and the smoke ooze creature, I'd like to take them from the backpack and create 3 separate samples, use my forgery kit and paper to write out basic information about them, where they were got, what date, what time, from who, specimen, quality, condition, anything that I think would be useful. And I would prepare them for delivery to the next day when the school wakes up. The whole point of it is to go to some of the people more experienced in the labs, some of the scientists, some of the teachers, some of the big brains, to let them have at them for a couple of weeks and see what they can decipher that I couldn't from my ritual use of identify, because I could only learn so much. I only know so much. So I think that would be my, like, waking up for Christmas the next morning, super excited. This is the thing, and that's all that matters. pretty much. So I'd be back to the room, prepping them, and they would get pride of place on the bed that he doesn't sleep on, prepared, ready, soft, gentle, etc., and just all wrapped up and careful. And After that, I think he wouldn't have much left, having all the thoughts in his head written down, having got that out between the couple of letters and the sample information, etc. He'd be absolutely beat, and it would definitely be sleep, more like passing out, I would suggest. And also for Slate, this is probably the first time in quite a lot of rests that he doesn't have Hatsu or somebody else watching over him since he absorbed that symbiote goo. So for him, there's some nerves, but also some tranquility in that it's back in your own room, in your own bed type of feeling.
Yeah.
That's it. Just pass out.
You have a quiet night. Like, you're very tired, you're exhausted, so you hit the pillow, you're gone. The only thing worth noting, that when the morning comes and when we reach that point in our story here, you will wake up holding the book, almost hugging it while you're asleep. You, at some point, instinctually got up, got the book, lay down, and held onto it. There was no obvious effect from that you're aware of, but for some reason you have done this in your sleep.
And myself drawn to it. Like that teddy bear you had as a kid that you thought you kicked the habit of. And now you feel like you might be attached the same way to a book. It's embarrassing and you want to hide it. I got it.
Yeah. It's just something about it that keeps pulling you in. Or maybe the other way around. There's something about you that keeps pulling it to you. It's almost every. I'll go with Eos. Tell me about your night.
Yeah, so when Eos goes past the mystery door, she is very much take her time going up her giant ass stairwell to her tower, as mentioned by Wes previously. He doesn't like it. When she reaches the top, she is tired. She is both physically and emotionally broken because of the toll in her mind over the last few days. Puts on her backpack. She takes off her hoodie. And so she's just down to her normal wrappings. At this point, she's cracking her neck left and right. And she's looking around the room. And she's keeping a very careful watch on the set of scales she was gifted a while ago. And she's looking at it carefully. She's trying to decipher if it has moved or shifted in any way. And the reason for this is Eos uses that as a resemblance of her mental stability.
The scales have shifted.
Oh no.
They are no longer it's actually caught me off guard. They're no longer in balance. They weren't significantly in balance when you got them, but there's definitely something that seems unbalanced about them. It could be picking up on your concerns about the way things are, about the way things could go. You definitely are coming back from an adventure, but you, more than most, are coming back with a lot of uncertainties. The others have their own things and their own burdens to carry, but Eos has some as well.
Perfect.
It may be a reflection of that.
Excellent. So, with that observation complete, she looks around. She looks up to the stars, to the moon, and looks back down, a deep sigh, and she gets into the onsen, which is the centerpiece of her tower. Taking a nice hot bath. She's feeling her bones just go back the way they should be because she has an issue with her left arm for a long time. She feels that easing. And she looks up and she's thinking, who can I talk to about this? She tracks back. Takes a while. Gust of wind passes through. Delphine. She goes off into a little trance for a couple of hours. That's what she's doing at the moment.
Nice. The night is quiet, like unproductive. You all find your peace eventually. Some of you quicker than others. But I'm being attacked by a fly here. But I don't know if any of you can really say that you've been this tired in a long time. You come home, you finally find peace in that, and it's a nice feeling being back in your own bed, being back in your own space. Dash, your room changes around you throughout the night. Slate, you change throughout the night. But it's a beautiful thing. Being home, the smell of the Arcanum, you guys missed it more than you realized. There's something there that feels comforting. A few things have changed throughout your time, one of which is that there's a courier system, so you can dispose of your letters quicker and easier, making it much better for you as characters to send what you need to send. Another thing is that the plates have changed. There seems to be inscriptions on all of the food plates now. Possible restrictions based on events from the last time you were here, maybe? Hard to say.
What? Outrageous.
Only 5 chicken wings? Oh my god.
You know, loopholes are there for a reason. Shouldn't take them away from people.
Yeah, well...
Dash just in his room, pick up the plate, going, fair.
What do you mean I can't have endless hot sauce? God damn it.
Something tells me it's not about the food. I think the food will be fine.
What is orc juice, huh? Oh.
Banoffee pie is off the menu. Who did this?
Eos, when you go down to the common room, it's only you and Slate, and this mystery door. When you go down to the common area, you make your peppermint tea, you go through your ritual. You notice the inscribings first on the plate. It's pretty clear that it's to avoid anything to do with possible substance abuse or other such things that the school has never faced before.
Somewhere there's a Homer Simpson meme. See, because of me, they have a warning.
What these would actually do with that, just going to write out 3 pieces of paper on the center table near the fireplace we all use when the evening comes, and she's going to write it in the common language, Seraphic, and Runic, and she's going to write out the instructions in the 3 different languages for everyone to see.
Perfect.
So we can still get oxyacetylene. That's good to know.
DM frantically notes drug abuse, the different drugs that can be abused to get rid of.
Ibuprofen, off the list.
Eos.
Oh.
Not this music.
As you're noting things and looking at things, you hear a sudden creak from behind you as the door opens. It's a very heavy handle. It pulls back, and in front of you is standing a face you don't recognize. You look surprised to see him. He does not look surprised to see you. Mr. Kyle, would you like to introduce your character? Welcome aboard.
Hello. Hi,
Can I see what
everybody.
the character looks like?
Yeah, you will in a minute. Let Kyle have his moment.
My name is Eldrin Drosk. I'm new to the school. I've heard a little bit about all you guys. It's nice to finally see some of you. I look forward to seeing more of you. But I'm quite tired. I'm sure you guys are tired. I've heard from Remington you guys were traveling, I perhaps remember correctly. But I smell peppermint tea. Is there any spare?
And with that, standing in front of you is a figure with flush-back white silverish hair, wearing these big goggles with silverish lenses that tint a little bit in the light. He's wearing a long collar on his robe, and the white robe is accompanied by a blue streak, and on one arm he has a large silver plate stemming down. That was a description for the podcast viewers. Here's an image for the rest of you.
Oh, he fucking better not be.
He fucking is.
Oh, I'm gonna kill you.
Eos has her hand on the hilt of a rapier. She's stepping back slowly. Ooh. Why are
I'm
you here?
Like I said, I'm a student. No need. No need.
You spoke to multiples, but there is only I in this room. And you.
It's a big school. A voice wanders and travels. I'm sure there's more in the corridors.
Slate, at this point, you'd probably hear talking outside of your door. If you wanted to introduce yourself, you could.
I think, true to form, I do what feels natural and come out looking like Dash. Yeah.
Eldrin, you see a dapper-looking man, tall with slick black blonde hair, wearing sort of a pinstripe vest under his suit. And probably a very cocky smile.
I'm gonna walk straight past him towards Eos and go, "Who's this guy?" And then go over and start making food, or looking like I'm making food, but I'm not really, but I'm just sort of occupying myself. I want to feel important.
Eos will use message towards. She notices Slate effectively because through all that information. She'll message him saying he calls himself Eldrin, but he spoke to me as if there was multiples of us in the room.
Your
I don't know
name's
what to do, Slate.
Eldrin?
I use thaumaturgy
Okay.
to make my voice sound slightly louder. Or even not slightly, but louder. And I repeat my name. And I say to the guys, I'm of no harm. Apologies if I have startled you. If I am not welcome, please make it known now. I bear no weapon. I'm of no risk. My room is right here. I've been here for a few days. Remington invited me.
I mean, there's one way to settle this. It's an old Palperoth tradition. Give me 10 gold. Let me show you. And I walk over and put my hand out.
My friend, you look like you could give me 10 gold.
Turns to Eos. Like, 10 gold, my friend. Let me show you.
I paid him gold when I first met him.
It may need to wait until morning. I didn't come to the school with a lot of belongings other than the wares upon myself right now. Remington told me to be here.
Yes, I'm not going to lie. This guy seems trustworthy. As I take out a pocketbook and I go, just sign here for tomorrow. I think he's very trustworthy. I think he should stay. I think we should trust him.
Eos scoffs and puts the hand off the rapier.
I take his book and I just double check to see in case I'm signing some form of contract or anything before I signature it.
It literally just says that, you know, you're a great guy and you're proving that you're trustworthy and you're going to give 10 gold with tomorrow's date with your signature. That's it. Exactly what you just said. The measure of a man is whether they do what they say and say what they do. It's the first test you learn in Palperoth, really.
If friendship is the cost of 10 gold, then 10 gold is the cost of friendship.
Told you, yes. Great guy.
Sign.
I'm telling you.
Seems to be Slate.
I close his book and hand him back, and I hand him his pen. Or pencil.
I'm going to put that away and just hurriedly go up into Dash's room. The old Dash's room. Going to go in and then come back out as myself while shouting back, "See you later, Dash. Why are you in such a hurry?" And then walk straight down. Eos, who's this guy?
Oh, Slate, thank the gods you're here. This is Eldrin. I think he may have drank the seawater. He thought there's multiple people when he was talking to me, but he's living with us now. He signed Dash's, goodwill contract.
Oh yeah, the Palprat thing.
Apologies. Contract? I double checked.
No, it's not a contract. Just make sure that you have what you owe him. What did you agree with him?
10 gold for friendship, I believe. Have I been duped?
No, I think that's the standard fee. But when are you to deliver it?
Standard fee. Apologies. Do we all have to pay 10 gold?
It's a Palprat thing. You'll get used to it. They're all like that.
Gold. I grabbed 10 off Remington as a favor, perhaps. I did come here after all, after he invited me.
Seems reasonable. If you need any assistance or any advice, I'm the one to go to. I guess just do whatever you agreed, and that's his room there. So just, whenever you
Yeah, he lives in that room. What do you do, Eldrin?
Right now, what I do is be confused. I knew, first of all, there were more than one of you. Just you, and now there's 2 more. I knew.
There's only one Eos.
One Eos, a Slate, and a...
Dash.
Dasher. Yes. Posh man. Okay. So there's him. Does he always... Did you have to pay him 10?
He nearly took the skin off my back.
Look. Everything revolves around money. You'll understand.
I don't have to pay you 10 gold, correct?
I don't have pockets.
No. I mean, I'm not that guy.
I look Eos up and down and I'm like... You don't have pockets. Okay. I sometimes find it hard to make friends. Apologies. I sometimes also get nervous. I haven't always had friends. I've always had a bit of a sheltered life until coming here and seeing so many people like me.
Adding to that, Eldrin, this would be the first time you've ever seen anyone with purple skin besides Remington. This experience has been a lot. So Eos really stands out in the crowd, even in this school.
Slate's gonna put his hands behind his back, like a teacher, and start pacing around Eldrin, just looking him up and down for no particular reason, but just taking in every detail.
What do the goggles do?
They make me feel normal. In truth. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but you've trusted me, so I feel I may respect you and at least give you that. But the goggles, they help me see, in truth. Also, they have multiple purposes.
Mm-hmm.
My father, he helped me with them at a young age. I've grown to feel like they're part of my being and my body. They're great for seeing in the night.
You do need a cup of tea. Eos is going to make a freaking teapot at this point.
I believe I smelled peppermint or mint of some form.
Yeah, it is peppermint. Local to my area.
My mother liked peppermint. Whenever she worked at home, we would always have a cup. I loved books and peppermint.
So, what's your thing, Eldrin? I'm suspecting you're kind of a blacksmith or something with the goggles?
No. That was Dad. Yeah.
Oh, you do have a lot of tea to tell.
I reminisce about times of my father, and a worrying look comes on my face where I think of when I last saw him, and now that I'm here, I changed the subject to say, no, I'm not. great men are blacksmiths and weaponsmiths. That is not me. I love books. I love books.
Here, take a cup.
Yeah.
As you take your cup, there's a sudden loud sound that echoes through the hallways, through the forest, and everywhere else. Could Midriana, Dash, Eos, Eldrin, Atsu, and Slate please report to my office? Thank you.
It was just like,
It's loud as shit.
Yeah, she's bolt upright in bed.
Man, when we try to report he's sleeping, and when we want to leave him some time to get up, he's shouting for us.
Could Lissa and Ayami please join them? Thank you.
Eldrin, enjoy your tea.
Ayami is out to scout.
Eos grabs and just goes.
I bring the tea. Should I go with you?
Eos
I'm
is
new
just a
to all
cloak in the
this.
wind. She's gone.
As Hatsu and Dash head out of the tree, and Madriana's already sat, like, she's already leaning up against the door frame like that, waiting for him.
Yes, we get it. You're up early.
Oh, I was up too. Have you been sleeping?
I was going to say Hatsu was ready as well. I don't know what's wrong with you, Dash. Is Lissa joining us, or is she having a lay-in?
Because he always had that speaker.
Come on, I don't know. Did someone make coffee at least? I mean, like, it's like what? It's 10 a.m.
There's a new kid
You don't
in the
get
dorm.
coffee when you're late.
He might have
Coffee.
a sight impairment.
Where's the voice coming from?
Name is
Eos is coming
Eldrin.
running up the beach, and she's just screaming all of this at you.
Eos, did you just sprint down from the castle? What? Hold on. That's a lot of words this early in the morning.
Breathe, Eos. Are you okay?
Do not sprint first thing in the morning. Rookie mistake.
There's a new kid. Oh, he owes you. Well, he owes me 5 gold and you 5 gold, Dash.
Wait, what?
Slate did a thing with the paper.
Is
He
it
was
Steven?
you? No, Eldrin.
Who?
Who's Steven?
It's Steven.
Who's Eldrin?
Who's Eldrin?
The guy with the
Dash.
glasses.
Dash.
Why is Eldrin?
Dash, the only thing you have to know is you have to tell Eldrin that he shouldn't give money to people that begs for it.
Like, what? Is he trying to, like, buy our trust or something? That sounds sus.
That's gonna give us
I'm just saying.
problems.
Hang on. This is a lot of sentences thrown at me first thing in the morning. Someone get me a coffee.
Let's get to Remington first, and then we can sort out this Eldrin problem.
Oh, it's not a problem. I now have 5 gold.
Okay, but where's Steven?
And who the fuck is Steven?
It's not
He owes me
Stevens.
money.
It's Jeff.
Why?
Jeff.
Oh,
His
I remember
name is
Jeff.
Jeff.
No, Jeff. I gave mine to Jeff.
Was Jeff the squid?
I gave mine to Jeff because... Wait, you don't know those guys. Why are you talking about them?
Jeff was the squid.
What are you talking about them if we don't know them?
Squid? He also brought him up.
It's like me talking to you about people back home that you have no idea about.
But that would be silly.
Exactly. So why the fuck did you bring it up?
Because
It's
Eos
not
said
up to me,
Steven
Dash.
owes me money.
I think
She
it's
didn't say
all you.
Steven. She said Eldrin.
I heard Jeff.
Jeff was the squid.
I think it might be a different Jeff.
Jeff is Dash's new chef.
You was Chef
No,
Dash?
I don't have. No,
Jeff
I
the
don't have a
chef?
chef.
It's a little on the nose of the show.
No, he did
in the family.
work in Elendor's. How do you know Jeff the chef?
Madriana just gives Dash a light slap across the face and says, "You shut up. You guys, let's go.
Okay.
And stop talking about fucking Jeff the Shark."
One.
Okay, but where's Steven in all this?
Have you
Wait,
figured
I
out
swear to
Eldrin,
God, Dash.
Jesus.
this?
I haven't
Steven
even
trying to
had
sell you a
breakfast.
thought.
A what?
Hatsu, go ahead.
What? I just.
Who?
What is going on here?
Hatsu, let's just leave them two idiots talking about whatever this stupid thing is, and let's go.
Okay, I just one serious question. Did you figure out who did plant this? And he points towards the new plant that is on Westland's grave.
I don't think it was planted. I think it's a manifestation of his spirit still living with us.
You
Where's the
see-
flower now?
So-
That tracks.
You see the flowers begin to rustle and shake. And as they do, little sparkles come off of them. And then standing up and stretching in the downward dog pose is Chicken, back in his orange hue.
Oh, hey Chicken. Hey Wes. Okay, Eos, just so I have names.
Like might be your magnificent creature.
So, what's the name of the new guy?
Eldrin.
Eldrin.
Did you say his surname?
I don't remember.
Eldrin, I guess.
Possibly.
Eldrin.
Eldrin E.
Just
No,
for
Eldrin,
future
Eldrin.
reference, Eos, it's usually a good idea to get someone's full name.
Oh, I thought he
Never
was going to
give
kill
it.
me.
Wait, you're
Okay.
not called Eos?
Is
No,
he dangerous?
No, Slate, fix that.
What did Slate do?
He fixed him?
Oh,
No.
no, it's Eos Tentacle. No, I get it.
No, that's the spell that I did, remember? But it didn't hit.
Wait, hang on. Backtrack.
No.
Wait. What did
Let's just
Slate
go.
do? What did Slate do?
Go.
Yeah, get back. What did Slate do?
Slate got you gold and half it is mine. Come on, let's go.
By the way, Hatsu, that was quite impressive last night. It's about time you finally managed to do it. And I keep walking.
Wait, what?
Get your mind out of the gutter, Dash.
Along
Adrian,
the
you
way,
can't just say that with no context and walk away.
I wasn't
He
talking to you.
passes Dash, and he does like
Finger guns.
a little bit down the way, Ayami regroups with you as you guys go there.
And Slate was noticeably absent because he lingered behind Eos and took a detour to deliver those samples as he had planned to in the morning on his way, so that the Arcanum and its staff could start looking through it for what they could do. The detour, I would imagine, would have taken at least 5 or 6 minutes because he knows his way, but then he'd be hurrying along. I don't know if Eldrin followed Eos or Slate, but Slate wasn't trying to hide, so he just went about what he was doing, so he may have followed either, but Slate wasn't paying attention because the focus was on his delivery.
Their conversation about Stephen would have eaten about the same amount of time, so by the time you get there, they get there as well. As you all enter the room of Remington's office, there's extra chairs. The room is bigger than usual because it accommodates whatever it needs, and in this case, there's an extra chair for Eldrin, and there's chairs for each of you. The rest of you enter, and you see Eldrin, the same appearance that was described earlier, along with obviously the familiar faces of Lissa, Ayami, and the rest of yourselves.
Is Slate there yet?
He would come in as well at the same time, yeah.
Okay. Because there would have been a second there where Majana would have been looking at Eldrin like, is that really just Slate? Like, because she likes to think she knows Slate well enough now to be able to know when it's Slate and when it's not. So, but if Slate's already there, then she wouldn't be worried about it.
Yeah, Slate's also there. Or 2 dashes, I'm not sure. Slate can decide.
Definitely me as me.
Slate, remind me at the end of the meeting and we'll go over just which teachers you dropped it off to as well.
Good morning, Remington.
Good to see you all. So, how was the trip?
Cold.
I would say exciting.
Yeah, I'd go with exciting and quite freeing.
Well, there's a few things that have come to my attention throughout your time in this trip. And one of them revolves around Master Eldrin here, who it appears you have met, or at least some of you did, noting that he walked in with Slate, so.
Oh, I thought it was Melvin. Okay. Eldrin.
Eldrin, yes.
So, Sir Eldrin.
And what is your surname, Eldrin?
Drosk. Eldrin Drosk is my name. Nice to meet you all.
Do I know that name?
Make a history check for me. And just tell me the roll.
Sorry, there was a cute picture of chicken that I had to look at properly.
That's a great photo.
Photo is a strong word.
It's a 15.
15? Yes, but not in the way you think. Drosk would be one of the more up-and-up names associated with Bricksunder. Very rarely would have had contact with your family. Usually when something needs to be crafted of larger scale and good, excellent precision. They're crafters.
Are we talking mechanically or... Okay.
Yeah, like artificers, basically. Just without using the word artificer, I suppose.
I'm going to murder you. Okay, cool.
It's like twice you said that now, too. It's so ominous.
With all due respect, Mr. Remington, there's still some reports. Do you sure that he should be here for that?
More than ever, Master Hatsu.
Why?
My time dealing with the internals of your journey have led me to quite a few realizations. One of which is that you sorely lack someone to help you when you're feeling down. And I thought it would be in your best interests to have somebody there who could help you when you need.
Oh, I've heard of this. My father told me. Like some trauma therapists.
I'll let Eldrin discuss what he can do in his own time, but I assure you, based on the dynamic of your group and what you have and what you need, Eldrin is something you will need. He is somebody who will look after you, and it is in your best interests as well as his to do so.
Well, in that case, you're welcome, Mr. Eldrin. I think the glass is half full, and the chicken was first.
If Hatsu put his hand on his chest like that, I would like to do the same to him and nod.
Yeah.
I would like to then, of course, mention I appreciate it, Hatsu. Thank you. I also think that the glass is half full and the chicken did arrive first, as my memory would start from reading about it. But I've never physically seen it, so hopefully I do learn.
As you say that, you look across the room, Eldrin, and you're quite surprised to see that there's a small fox just eating a roast chicken in the corner, just like digging into it, and nobody else seems to care about it whatsoever.
As I see that, I say, Hatsu, are we accustomed to pet foxes, or I've seen many things here in the last couple of days, but is it a fox or friend?
First of all, it's Hatsu's son. We don't know each other yet.
Apologies.
Second of all, don't ever question chicken. Are we clear with that?
I put my hand on my chest and I nod my head and I say, apologies, Hatsu-san. I will not question chicken.
A lot of things will explain themselves. You are here to join, not to be taught.
Master Toshitsugu, I can assure you with all that I am that you can put your faith in Eldrin the way that you have in me. I will vouch for him, and anything that goes wrong, I will take personal responsibility. Eldrin, chicken is their companion, and it's best not to dwell too much on what it can do, because I assure you it'll keep you up at night and perplex you greatly.
Do not question chicken. I understand.
If I might clarify, Remington, to Eldrin, the fox is named Chicken.
And then when he looks back at Chicken this time, there's also a little white bird that's also pecking at the chicken with Chicken.
Chicken's fine with it, yeah.
They've had some little adventures themselves already.
I turn to whoever's next to me and I say, I'm assuming if that's chicken, then that's fox.
No.
I'll be up.
No. Eldrin.
I feel like there's a small huddle moving away from him in the office.
You just hear the and the chairs as they squeak across the floor.
I'm going to step forward. Like a new student who's missed the notes. Back when there was the bank heist and we had to convince the guards, I had to write out versions of what happened, so I still have some. So I'm going to be like, one for Remington, one for him. It's be like, you guys, there you go.
The basic gist is that Chicken was the companion of a friend of theirs who passed, and so he now loyally follows the group. Right. So
I'm not comfortable. I think a lot of this is way too early.
Yes. Well, let's start at the beginning then. How was the journey?
Long.
Exciting.
Yes, that's good.
Dangerous.
We learned a good amount of things.
And how do you all feel about your journey? Did you learn a lot?
So I learned there's 2 different types of chicken wings. There's the dry type, and then there's the sticky type.
Yes, sticky chicken wings I'm partial to. Sticky chicken wings. Yes.
I think the world is colder than I anticipated outside of Palperoth, but
yes, the closer you get to the west, the colder it'll be. Certainly.
Also, Remington.
People also said that people from Palperoth are cold. They repeated it over and over again.
I think you're being polite. I think what they referred to us as were elitist assholes.
You are from Palperoth, though, Dash. So.
Yes, and they mostly are elitist assholes. I agree.
Yes, right. There's quite a lot there, so if you could all go one at a time, that would be ideal. Eos.
I grew stronger.
Oh, I thought you meant in height.
Abilities.
Yes.
No, my mom said I'm going to live a very long time, but I'm not going to reach any more heights.
Oh, right. Well, you never know. There's lots of ways to grow.
I can summon water, which I can drink.
Good.
I can create the ground from nothing.
Yes.
I can create embers of fire, which are harmless to me. And
Possibly.
As a group, my friends and I defeated the evil fire being.
Yes. About that. Fitz is downstairs.
It's not dead.
No, we would not do that. He is downstairs, though he is not willing to talk. But we will bide our time. Give him time to cool off, talk. As it would be.
We can make him talk.
Yes. Well, we'll just give him a little bit of time and see how he does first. But if
Slate
it comes to that,
unrolling the fucking backpack.
if it comes to that, we'll let you do it the Verdois way. Yes, of course.
With that in mind, actually, Remington, I believe you have something of mine.
Ah, yes. He rummages through. He reaches into his pocket and his whole arm goes in. He's like rummaging, and he pulls back out the shackles and he hands them back to you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. You used them quite well.
May I suggest something?
Yes, Hatsu.
Since the group did such a great effort to fulfill more than just the mission that we had,
yes,
I would suggest that Slate would do a proper report, because he seems to be well organized with his notes.
Would be good. I can see him taking notes right now. Yes, absolutely. That would be very good. So
two important pieces of information we did learn, though, that I believe that you should be aware of, Remington, is that one, Dash does not have a vault.
Yes, I heard this on the telestone. It's quite disturbing. It kept me awake.
Yeah, yes, I know. And also, apparently, he's partial to tearing off nipples.
We should probably get him in for a psych evaluation. One might be related to the other. He might have gone crazy from not having a vault for so long that it might have created this pent-up tension that requires some sort of nipple rip.
Maybe he's going to make a vault nipple. Or a nipple
The
full.
anger management class helped me a lot. She
Yes.
should visit that as well, I
Yes,
guess.
perhaps. Master Dash, would you be so inclined to do a few...
I can manage my anger quite well. Thank
Just-
you. It comes in very useful.
A little therapy goes a long way. Would it be better if we just got you a vault, Master Dash?
I can get my own vault. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. No, it's of course.
There's one downstairs you can try again if you like. And she just like looks
He-
at him and gives a little bit of a chuckle.
He smiles, but it's so subtle under his beard that you barely pick up on it. It's just there.
Wouldn't you feel foolish if this time I was successful?
No,
I'd be quite proud of you.
impressed.
To be honest,
Yes.
yeah. So I've heard through the grapevine that a budding romance has begun.
Midriana Hatsu. Yeah, what's the deal with that?
Oh yes, very droll, Dash. Very droll.
Well,
Oh,
it's just
wait,
that
no, hang on. What was that conversation you were having?
just keep it out of the hallways is all I would ask. Besides that, I congratulate you and I support you both.
I didn't even know about it.
Lissa has her hand on her dagger.
At Remington or Dash?
I don't know. She just has her hand on her dagger.
Yeah.
Even I can't inside check that.
Master Rem,
Yes.
there was a great discovery made in Hartwell from Wilver to me. Some information which I would like to discuss with you after this in private if possible.
Certainly.
It's important, weighs heavily on my soul.
How did you all find Master Wolver?
Wonderful. The most wonderful community.
Intense.
Yes.
Wise.
Rather large. Yes.
Huge.
I would say
at least
impressive.
Yes. He quite liked all of you. I had a word with him. Yes, he was quite impressed. Said you really held your own. He informed me, of course, that there was some surprise encounters, and you all stood up to it quite well and actually helped them. As a community, they seemed quite thrilled with you.
Did they say anything about the Slart?
I'm not sure.
My
what a
slut.
I'm not sure what a slot is.
Did we end up with 2 at the end? got
We
2
did
slots.
have 2, and now we have none because your portal magic wouldn't bring through my slots.
Yes, it has a little bit of difficulty with objects, particularly large ones. What is a slot?
Why did it have no issue with Dash then?
Ooh, and she just gives Eos a high five.
Eos, if I didn't like you so much, I would slap you.
Oh, you wouldn't be able to hit me.
I'm certain that's a mistake you would only make once. Right,
So it's a sled
yes,
and a cart.
right.
A slut, if you will. We had one that I had made, and then we found another one during that large fight with that creature
Right.
that belonged to a specific group of people, and she just kind of gives him a knowing look of you know what I'm talking about. And yes, we had both of them, and then we came through the portal, and it didn't come with us.
I'm not sure what use it would be to you here, but this brings me to the point of why you're actually here. So, we want to reward you. We believe that you as a group are vastly ahead of the game. So there are a few
I
things.
switch to my notebook and start writing down the reward, and as he speaks, I'm kind of taking down what he says word for word in my book.
Rewards plural. So, firstly, based on your performances, I don't think it really is pertinent for you to continue your year here or the second year. We would like to advance you to your third year, as we believe you are quite a lot further ahead than we would have expected. We would count all of this as your examinations. You would be granted A's in every category for first and second year, and would be excelling straight into third. It's a lot more advanced, and if you're struggling with it, we can of course move you back further. That's okay. But we would like you all to begin your third year after the winter holidays. It's a little bit advanced, and it's a little bit deep into the year, but I don't see why we would waste your time with beginner lessons when you have just done something so advanced.
We're considering we were doing better than the 5th years within the first month of the school, I can imagine.
Well, that's the next thing. In 5th year here, when you excel at a certain point, we help get you on your feet as a group outside of the school. But I have discussed it with the folks at the Arcanum. We would like to extend... it's a little bit of an unusual one, but we would like to extend a different offer to you as a reward. Those who excel as a party at the end of the 5th year would receive what's called a bastion. And the bastion allows you to set up shop. We would give you your first home, effectively, where you can operate out of and do with what you like. We would do this as an investment into your futures. We generally do this for 5th year groups, but what you have done and what you've achieved goes beyond what we ask at this school. And even though you were given the option, you did not back down. Not that we would encourage you to go into more life-threatening things to, encounter threats, but what you did was nothing shy of remarkable. Yes, Hatsu?
Do I understand correct? I can't go back home. I have to live there?
Not at all. This would be a place of business, more than anything. If you're operating
so it's more like a clubhouse than a home.
Right. It's more of a hideout to keep yourself safe, to store things. It would be somewhere of your choosing. It would be something that would allow you to... Well, I suppose operate out of. I believe that you as a group will do wonderful things. And I have it on good authority that you will stick together and work as hard as you can. And although some of you will come and go at times, and sometimes people may come to you in the future, for the moment, the way it works, I would be surprised if you weren't one of the leading parties at the end of all of this. And I have a strong feeling that we will need you, that the Isles will need you. Your powers far exceed what they should, given you have had such little time at the Arcanum, and all of you seem to be growing exponentially. That includes you, Eldrin. Your powers are on a scale that I have not seen in a long time. On a scale that I would compare to my lineage, Stella Maleficum. And I believe that the emissaries, when their powers grew at the rate that yours does, it was for a good reason. And history has shown that the reason was to save the Isles, and I think that if your powers are growing on that level and on that rate, there may be a reason for it. And I shudder to think that it might be a reason to save the Isles, but I would be remiss if I did not put my attention on that and reward what you have done. With that, the Bastion can go anywhere that does not have a previously existing building on it, or we can acquire a building if it's empty, I suppose. But we would like to set you up. You would each get a bedroom and 2 rooms of your choice for the time being. You can build upon it yourselves. You can put finances into it. You can do whatever you want with it. You can shut it down if you want. It's okay. But we, not just at the Arcanum, but I work with another group of highly powerful magical users known as the Arcane Assembly, and we have been discussing your power level, and we've been assessing you. And we have as a council have decided that this would be what's best. Whilst I'm impressed and I'm proud of everything that you have done, I'm also concerned. I don't want anything to happen to any of you, so I would encourage you to finish your time here at the school. The bastion will take time to build. But just be safe, and lean on me. Even if you leave this school, you've finished your 5 years, or 3 years, or however long you're here. Just make sure you keep me in mind, and talk to me, and loop me in. I will do my best to help you.
Speaking of, here is the backpack and the belongings you gave to me when we started the journey.
Master Hatsu, those are yours. You may keep those.
どうもありがとうございました。
You will know what to do
Sensei.
with them when the time is right. Now, is there any questions that I can answer in regards to any of this? Messios.
Master, I generally thank you for this opportunity. As you know, the building where I'm from, I read stories about heroes and legends who also had these bastions. One of them was even a skull flying in the cosmos of a dead god, apparently. I have a concern, though, about, well, not so much the gang. They're super capable, they're amazing. Hatsu's blade, Emergiana's wings, Dash's with Slate's capabilities. He can morph into the Xeno Badger. But as I am now...
What? Never mind.
We'll get into that afterwards.
Yes.
I feel concerned that if I don't attend the rest of my first and second year classes, I will miss out in the ways to do things that I feel I can.
Eos.
Might I just... Eos, we had a conversation quite a while ago about learning outside of books.
Mm-hmm.
Not to put words in your mouth, Master Remington, but I believe that conversation is prevalent here because what I've seen you do out in the wilderness there, that is education beyond written text, and you have excelled.
Eos, the people in your year are struggling to conjure a spark, let alone a ball of fire. They are still learning on a very base level that I believe you have exceeded already. The things you are struggling with and dealing with are far beyond this, and to leave you in first year I believe would be an insult to your power and your skill.
Thank you.
You can't learn confidence. You have to find it.
Confidence. Okay, question mark.
Remington,
Yes.
you mentioned, so this might be a bit conceited of me, you mentioned we'll be awarded A's for our grades. I failed every class I ever took in Balbroth. Could you send something like to my mother? I think that would make her
Sure.
happy.
Are you asking for a school report, Dash?
That's exactly what I'm asking for. Yes.
He just reaches into his pocket, takes out a small wand, and just wiggles it, and a small parchment rolls out, and then suddenly it splits into several, and you all receive a parchment, which explains your grade.
Well, looks like somebody still gets pocket money for good grades, right?
None of my family excelled in school, so this would be a first for the Heidman family. I think you should probably put it on the fridge or something.
Fridge?
Yes, like
Do you not know what a
box of
fridge
ice.
is?
No, we have an ice box underneath a little roof in the backyard.
That.
Ah. Well, it's essentially the same thing, but it's a mechanical process to keep it cold. I'm sure Master Eldrin here would be able to tell you more about it.
A few things have changed, one of which is that our food is freshly cooked. It is stored in a neutral void with absolutely no hot, cold, or bacterium or anything until it is eaten. So that's our alternative. Master Eldrin, continue. I apologize. I got excited discussing how we now store food.
No apologies needed. I also would like to extend I struggle to find the word. A gargantuan thank you for the invitation, and my apologies that I took so long to accept it.
Yes,
your kindness, of course, and I appreciate and I apologize if I stumbled upon anybody's toes amongst you all. Master Remington has advised me.
We're quite used to that,
guys,
don't worry.
I apologize earlier for my ignorance, Hatsu-san. I will note to be more aware of how to address you, and when the moment is right, if it is ever right, if you would rather I address you by any other means, please. I am an open book.
Yes, we reached out to you quite often, and I'm glad you finally accepted. I think you'll find on your next outing the uses that Eldrin will have for the rest of your group.
I look forward to finding that out on the fighting floor.
I just hope, as I look over at Adriana and then back at Remington, I just hope I don't need to help myself. She seems... I again struggle for the word. I don't know.
Terrifying.
Scared? Is that what
She is... Yes.
Frightened?
I must think on it.
When you come from the place that Adriana comes from, and when you have seen the things that she has seen and done the things that she has done, you will understand that Adriana is kind and caring, will protect you, and she would fight to the final fragment of metal on her blade to make sure that you're safe, so long as she can trust you. When you earn her trust, there's very little you can do to destroy that.
I hope I can gain the trust and of not just the Adriana, but all of you. I appreciate that. I have Master Remington's trust. You already have a large amount of trust from myself to you. Remington has spoke so highly, so highly during my very short time here, trying to catch up with so many different classes, so many different things, and I'm just excited. Like mentioned to Eos, I sometimes find it hard to maintain a friendship or forge a friendship due to life. So I hope this can be a bond that I can solidify. And I appreciate you allowing me to stay here during your recap of your adventure. I know I wasn't part of it, but I appreciate the down low, as I understand some of the younger classes, they use that phrase, the down low.
And as Remington said, we're on a fast track, so just make sure you can keep up, that's all. Oh, and one other thing, don't ever touch my wings. That's my one rule.
You look at her and she actually doesn't have wings. Like, there's nothing that indicates that she has wings. There's no wings present or visible.
Oh, before I
Noted.
forget, there's one last thing I have to mention. By the name of the Toshitsugu clan and Hashirama Toshitsugu himself, I shall invite you to the Saiga no Toshi for the New Year's celebration. You too, Mr. Remington. My father explicitly said it.
Oh, it's been a long time since I've seen that. It's quite a spectacle.
It would be an honor for me and my family to accommodate you, show you around, and celebrate with you in our traditions.
Yes, it would certainly be quite an honor. That would be in just a few weeks, I believe. 2 or 3 weeks? Yes.
Hi.
Yes, well, we will be closed at that time, so perhaps there's something that we can organize. Thank you. I appreciate it. He bows in quite a formal way, more so than any of you would realize. It's very similar to how Hatsu would bow. He clearly understands the culture and everything. This isn't his first encounter with Saganatoshi.
Having been quiet for the majority of this conversation, Slate has been furiously adding to the flyer and the note that he handed around in the beginning that he had already pre-written, making a copy of his map, because the map that he had used, he'd put all the locations and the shortcuts and things, so he's made a copy of that, a rough draft. I've also, written out a draft of the letter that I posted, so I'm just going to hand that in as well. Like I said, the map with all the locations, the routes, landmarks, even some of the expected travel times if you're in the region, this is what you expect, etc. I'm going to leave a copy of the flyer for the blacksmith for the business I said I would advertise. So I'm going to hand that in the school as well, put that out. Obviously the heist kind of recap we gave to the guards, I've already handed in, and in the meantime I've done sort of a clip notes for everything that we've missed in the meantime and sort of scribbled them all down for Remington. And then I'm going to say to him that the biggest thing that I learned that I think we're missing, that I absolutely hope we have in this third year we're going into, is bushcraft. Not for me, but you should have seen the others out there. Definitely a requirement for all students if you're going to travel.
But I think you'll find we ate pretty well, thanks to me.
Yes, but without you and Slate, I likely would have starved or frozen to death.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about you, Dash. I didn't want to name and shame, but yeah.
Oh, no, it's quite all right. I was very much out of my depth.
So what I'm hearing is next time, just send Dash. Sounds good.
I believe that the lesson there is to just never split the party.
Well, definitely students need to be prepped more for the environments they're going into, because I think we got quite lucky in some of the occasions. So I definitely think some prep work, if some of the students are not as good as us and they found themselves in those situations, I don't know that they would have fared as well.
A fleet of slarts would be a good place to start as well.
I still don't quite know if I understand what a slot is, but I'll go through Slate's report and I'm sure I'll find the information in there.
DM.
Fine. Almost forgot my own voice.
Yeah. When he said about splitting the party, was there any feeling that was not necessarily a dig, but like a notification to Magiana that he knew she wasn't there for some of it?
He wasn't looking at you, so if it was more vaguely veiled, but he might have been talking about the group as a whole. He wants you as a group to stay together. That's why he's offering you Bastion to begin with. I think his reference is more that in the long term he wants the party to be together rather than him taking individual digs at a student, because he wouldn't really do that too much. But
no, I didn't mean it really as a dig, but I didn't know how to explain kind of how it might have been, kind of thing, without saying it that way.
Yeah.
Basically, I just wanted to see if he had an understanding that she wasn't there the whole time.
Yeah.
As Hatsu would pick up that Madriana is kind of hesitant on her tippy toes because she kind of gets a feeling that she might assume that it's about her, he kind of leans forward and whispers, "He knows, but he also knows that you wouldn't go without a good reason. And I told him that you came back straight away." And he goes back into normal, like...
She doesn't nod or anything, but she knows she doesn't need to for Hatsu.
Okay. Right, so do you have any questions about the Bastion?
We can choose anywhere?
Yes, I would assume.
If I might ask,
Use your intellect,
I
obviously.
have some concerns about security. Are we allowed to hire security?
To be clear, the bastion will be yours. We will be signing the deed over to you. Everything that you do to it from there is up to you. I would encourage you not to open a drug den, but, you know.
Has that
I was
happened?
never a fan of these times of that school.
Yes, that has been taken care of here as well. Yes, well, the way it works is we build it for you to your specifications. That we give you a very basic building that is yours. You put it wherever you want. We will acquire the land deed as best we can, as long as it is within our power. If it is not, we will tell you. Once it's built, we will make sure that you are happy with it, and we will sign it over to you.
Well, I guess we
Sounds
need
like a
to.
good deal.
Yes. I guess we'll have to have a chat as to where we may put this then.
The main thing to remember is that, of course, we will take a lot of time to build this. So the sooner that we can get this information, the better. I do understand that all of you as a group do not have a lot of travel experience, but you do come from various locations that have information from where they are. I am willing to help you as much as I can. We will certainly do our best to scout locations if we can. But of course, it's important to know that, well, whilst we are able to traverse the plane as best we can, there are restrictions and things can go wrong, so we try and keep it to a minimum. We usually prefer to physically travel. If you need to scout a location or several locations, try and keep it to a minimum, and we will do our best.
Okay. Something for us all to research and work out together where is best placed then, I guess.
Yes, I would advise that you take a couple of days or something and take a look around and do what you need. You can, of course, build it on this island, but we usually advise against it because you already have a home here. It seems pointless to have a second home here. Whenever you come to visit, you will always be welcome to stay here, students or not, so long as you don't do anything crazy like blow up a city or something. Yes.
What if it's for the good?
You're right. We'll assess it as we go. Is there anything else that I can do for you at the moment?
Do you have coffee here?
Yes.
Good, because this has been an early start and I was in bed when you called, so...
It is 10 a.m. You are quite late for your classes. But I suppose you can have the day.
Wait, I thought it was Saturday.
He pulls out the plate and he runs his finger along the runes and it lights up, and then just transcending out of the plate is a cup of coffee.
I'll hand that one to Lissa.
She just two hands the cup and just goes.
Master Eldrin, I don't find there any better way to get used to someone than to find what's at the end of their blade. Do you fancy a sparring session?
I look at Remington and I look back.
Midriana, please don't maim him like you did the last one.
And
If he's that good, he won't have to worry.
I decide, yeah. What's the worst that could happen?
But did you not hear about the maiming?
Listen, what happened to Dr. Pepper won't happen again, and they were able to do it again and fix themselves, so it's fine.
Didn't that take like 6 weeks?
Look, time is wibbly wobbly.
As far as I understand, as long as I don't touch the wings, I'm okay.
I should preface this. This is nothing more than a spa. You'll have no
Weapons, no
worries.
weapons.
Oh no, there's definitely weapons. I just won't kill you.
I understand that I'm asking a lot, but do make sure that you treat Eldrin with respect, and Eldrin, you the party. I have put a lot of faith in him. I have seen what he's capable of, and I have seen the types of things that go on in his world, along as all of you. And each of you carries a tremendous burden, and so does he. And I would like to make sure that the right group are together to handle each of those burdens, and to carry each other. And eventually, when you move into your bastion, you will be a solid group who can take care of each other. Each of you bringing your strengths and weaknesses to the table. Every gap is filled as long as you work together.
Remington, if you have any misguidance, that my challenge to Eldrin here is to deface his abilities or anything. It's more that I wish to know that the people around me are fully able to help.
Majorana, if I was not the head of the faculty of the school, I would be placing bets and wagers. Believe me, I understand your sparring sessions, and I'm all for it. It's a good way to build camaraderie and to test each other's limits. You may spar.
If I might say, Eldrin, Remington's word goes a long way with us, and we'll give you ample opportunity to earn our trust yourself as well.
As we spar, perhaps maybe not a wager, but I am slightly light in terms of pocket. Perhaps we could, if I win, again, and I have no doubts that Adriana knows what she's doing. I also, like I mentioned, feel quite intimidated by her. She has mentioned killing and death quite a many times already. But should I perhaps even lay a hand on her? Not the wings, of course, Adriana. Maybe we could forget about the 10 gold, Dash? Is this possible?
What?
Dash,
Like he's already forgotten about it. He's already forgotten about it.
In this case,
Eos mentioned that you were giving 5 gold to me and 5 gold to her. I still don't quite understand what that's about.
yes, now, of course, looking back, I feel quite vulnerable and embarrassed that I was duped into signing a page for gold for friendship.
What is all this about?
You think you can just buy?
All right, everybody,
Not
let's
a
go
good first
outside.
tip.
Sparring outside. The office is too crowded.
Hold on.
Come on, guys. This is ridiculous.
Hold on.
Outside.
Wait
Come on. Outside.
wait one moment. Slate, what did you do?
Let's talk about it outside, as Slate has said.
Right.
What? It was not him. It was.
Eldrin, don't worry about it. You'll
Learn.
figure this out in time. No gold necessary.
But Lissa, didn't he buy your friendship as well?
No, but he better steal something for me. If he wants to maintain my friendship.
Didn't he steal your heart, dear?
I smile at her.
She's
and
gone. Just as you smile, as soon as Adriana says that, she's just out the door. All you see is crimson cheeks as she walks away.
I'm left looking in a mirror in Remington's office where I'm just fixing my hair.
Adriana,
Come on,
darling.
second pretty boy. Let's go.
I'm
Yes,
just giving Adriana a little fist bump as well for that.
We have a note here for you from a blacksmith. Apparently, you are owed something. They were wondering if they should send it here. Do we just say yes to this?
Yes, if that is amicable.
Sure.
Excellent.
Start
Thank you.
Leading everyone out towards the beach.
Oh, we're going to the beach. Nice.
And I'm going to start doing, this summer, one man, one woman. As we're walking out.
Eos stays in her
Miss
seat.
Eos, yes, could we speak for a moment, please?
Just before that, because as we're leaving, and he says about the note, I want to try and slip him a note as I take that one off of him.
Okay.
But without anyone seeing.
Sure, no worries. You can just drop that in the inbox for me if that's okay.
I mean, I can say it to here, but it's just a
Oh,
case
yeah,
of
sure, if you're happy to do that,
I don't
then.
want to. Yeah, it's literally just a note saying, "Need a private word. Please let me know when you're free."
No problem.
Slate, I'm going to start charging you appearance fees for every time you appear as me.
Oh, trust
Then
me, he
becomes
doesn't
about
enjoy
intellectual
it.
property. You know, there's a whole thing. It's
10 gold.
Oh, Slate, didn't you tell him that he signed the license for his appearance in your book?
Their voices just echo down the corridor as Eos is left in. Miss Eos, what can I do for you?
Eos gets up from her chair, gets to the closest chair to him, and she's sitting down with her like elbows by her knees, and she's kind of trying to be comfortable, but she's obviously not comfortable saying what she's about to say to Rem. Master Rem, some news approached me, well, from Wolver specifically.
Right.
He answered potentially the greatest question I ever had. I'm Unbraven.
Yes, there are some that might call you that, yes.
Void Walker, Corpse Walker. Those names are heard, but
Yes.
I never knew this.
I wouldn't shackle yourself to how you look as being your identity, Eos. You are quite remarkable without crossing the threshold of just physical appearance. I wouldn't tie
Thank you.
yourself down to just a name of a species or something. This separates you from the humanity that is actually within you.
Oh no, there's nothing against it for me. It's amazing to me to know what I am. Look, I'm nearly 28 human years old, but realistically, this is a question my mother was never able to answer because she apparently never knew either. And I'm guessing it was never written in the dossier either for us. He also mentioned a place where strangers like me presently exist. Gamglor.
Gomgalore, yes.
Where is this?
It is one of the islands between the isles. It is a place where those who do not find peace among a city would find their own home, a place where they can belong.
Hmm. Okay.
When
I
they
would
want
love to visit
to
it.
heal and feel like they're somewhere they belong. Yes.
Sanctuary of types.
Yes, quite.
Okay. Before you met me, have you ever seen another Unbraven?
Of course. Yes, quite a few.
So there's many of us.
Yes. If you go to the library, there should be an author, Eldrin Faraway. He wwrote a good book on Gomgalore and his
Can you spell the
experiences.
last name?
with it. Yes, Farroway. Yes,
First name again?
Eldon.
Oh, not Eldrin. Eldon. Okay.
Eldon, yes.
Eldon.
Yes.
Rem, thank you for everything you've given to me so far.
Of course.
Second home, a place that is safe, friends I love and admire. You've given a lot to me. If you need me for anything, you just say so. There's one question before I leave.
Yes?
Where is Delphine?
Oh, good question. She should be either teaching her classes or she would be out. She takes care of the forest, so we call it botany, but usually it's just her going out there and cleaning up. She's either in her room or she's out by the forests.
Okay. Yo squeezes his hand tight.
Bear with me. He turns around and he moves something and like the whole wall opens and there's a large map with a ton of fucking names on it. You see your group walking towards the beach. she would be, and he's like moving around. He's like moving his finger from name to name. Yes. Yes, she would be in her room. And he just waves that away and it's gone.
Oh. Okay.
We don't use it that often. I often forget that it's there.
I never knew.
Yeah.
You have such powerful magic.
Yes. Possibly.
You summoned Ducky.
Oh, to be fair, Ducky came with me. She voluntarily walked into the room.
Does that? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
It's
Eldrin
just-
far away. Gam galore.
Yes.
Delphini.
Yes.
Perfect. Hopefully my dad is not dead. And she runs out the door.
I'm sorry. You're gone. Okay. Yeah, so at this point...
Delphini.
Yeah, alright, we'll deal with that quickly and then we'll take a little break. You run down to Delphini's car door and you like open the room and you're like, Delphini! And like there's a whole class sitting there. She's like, yeah,
Delphini.
Let's take 5. And she walks out to you. Eos.
Okay. You're the only person I think can help me with this. Hi, by the way.
Hi, how are you? I haven't seen you in a long time.
I'm having dreams / nightmares / maybe premonitions.
What's a /?
Oh, so on a piece of paper, people do a line.
Uh-huh.
It's a common language thing.
Oh, I see. Are you okay?
No,
I see. What can I do for you?
I need your help.
Yes.
And from what I've seen back in the day with you and Wes, you're very good at these things.
Right.
I'm having these. So when I go to my not sleep trance thing at night, I sense that I'm on a boat. I'm seeing my aging dad being attacked on the boat by a great monster from the ocean.
Okay, that's a lot of information. And
the air is salty. It's mid-afternoon.
Oh, you taste the air?
Yeah.
You taste it now? Or was this just dramatic effect?
Dramatic effect, I think.
I see. Right. And how often are you having this dream?
Every second night.
Could you join me in the class for a moment?
Of course, yes. I'm late to my class anyways, yeah.
So you walk in and there's a lot of students just looking at you as you walk in. Right. Class. Miss Eos here is having a... Miss Eos is what Remington would call you. Miss Tintriok is having a reoccurring dream where she visions the same thing every time. Tell me, is this dream lucid, Eos?
I feel I am me, but while I try control my movement, I cannot. I'm like a puppet on a string.
I see. Class, what would we call this? And the class in unison just says vision, premonition. And does it feel real to you, Eos?
It feels very real.
Have you reached out to your father?
I sent a letter before we left Dagtorp, I believe it was, but that was a few days ago, so
I see.
I live far away. It might be a few days before I see a response.
How about this? Let's try something else. And she reaches down under the table and she pulls out this big... It looks like a cone with its head cut off, and she places it down on the table. It's this hollow kind of cone shape that's bent inward. And it's like hollowed out. And then she reaches down and she pulls out this big stone. It's perfectly spherical, and she places it down and she says, okay, could you come here? Do you have anything of his?
Yes, I do actually. She takes out the rapier.
Right. Could you place that on the table next to the actual orb itself here?
Oh, of course. She puts it on very carefully.
Right.
She's taking great care of that.
Now, if you're taking, if we're doing this, I'll place my hand on the orb, and I'll place my hand on this sword. You'll place your hand on my hand, and you'll place your hand on the orb. Okay?
Okay.
Now, class, please take notes, because this is a very rare opportunity. We're going to attempt to scry on, what's his name?
Riker.
Commander Riker. We're going to try and, respectfully, we're going to try and, scry on him. Okay. So she looks down, and you place your hands where they're supposed to be, she places her hands where they're supposed to be, and you connect to the orb. And the orb itself, there's like this low hum to it. It just slowly resonates, and then it begins to glow, and with that, your eyes glow a hue of purple. And so do hers. You look down through what looks like a fog. And as the fog disperses, you see sand. A lot of sand. And what looks like a fort made of wood and metal and stone against the ocean itself. The fort itself seems to be quite large. You see many ships coming and going. You see a lot of them docked. You see soldiers training and fighting in different styles of armor. It zooms in closer and closer until you see Riker as he stands there. He's boarding a ship, and he turns and he looks back towards this fort. He starts speaking, but you can't pick up on what he's saying. But he seems determined, and he gestures for people to follow. And you can't quite make out who's there and who's not, but people brush past him, and he walks back onto the ship. He seems to be getting ready to leave the port. The vision breaks, and she's... Well, I hope that answered. Do you know this place? Do you know where he is?
It's a place, no, but that's my dad. He's younger than he is in the dream, though.
Perhaps you're seeing far into the future. It was a nice boat.
Majestic.
Dreams don't always make
Strange.
sense. It could be that you're just seeing one of possible futures that you're concerned about.
It's amazing that you can do this. There's only one story I ever read that included this. But that's amazing, Delphine.
I'm pretty sure you can learn to do this in time. Yeah, I hope that brought answers, clarity. Dreams are a little bit mystical. It's difficult.
Just gives her a hug. Just thanks her for her time.
Good. All right, class. Open your books. We'll continue, and then you just walk out and close the door.
Thank you.
This seems like a good point to take a little break. What we'll do is we'll take 10. We'll make sure that Mr. Kyle is properly fed and watered, gets used to his new regimen of live D&D. Welcome aboard, Mr. Kyle.
And gets over all the hazing.
Thank you.
Gets over all the hazing that continues for the next 92 weeks, yeah.
Dead fast, yeah.
Welcome to my life.
Getting ready to get hurt, you mean?
For those of you who have questions for Mr. Kyle, we will be doing our post-show after this, and he will be in attendance, so you can, of course, ask questions.
Bombard me, please.
We will be back in 10 minutes.
Amy will do.
We're back in 10 minutes, and then we'll pick up where, with the Madriana and Eldrin as well. We might even do a little bet for those of you who are in Twitch stream to see how people feel about it.
I've lost all my channel points. I can't bet.
So gambling's bad, man. You just gotta have to watch more and get more channel points. For those of you who are on YouTube and listening to podcasts, we'll be right back in literally a flash. And for those of you in Twitch, don't forget there is a boss battle that you may partake in. Please feel free, and we will be back shortly. BRB. Woo! Hey, we are back. There is a prediction for those of you in Twitch that it's just launching because we find ourselves on the beach. Eldrin versus Madriana. I'm excited.
If I might have just a quick segue before we get into that, Dash just nudge Madriana. Let me know how this goes and come find me in my room when you're done. And himself and Lissa will just kind of go and have at last a bit of peace between them.
I want to see them. I want to see them.
A little bit of peace.
A little bit of peace, yeah.
Peace of each other.
and pulls out his daggers. Here's peace, and here's quiet.
Jesus. Rough sex games. So as we're at the beach and stuff, I would like to attempt, if I can, if it's possible, to cast a spell, but without anyone seeing.
Should be fun.
Because there is a verbal and somatic, but I feel like a Magiana's kind of sneaky enough to be able to...
I mean, it depends when and where you do it. So I'll say, let's make a sleight of hand to see if you can do it without drawing attention. This doesn't count for combat and all of that stuff, just in this specific instance.
So that's a total of 16.
Alright, let me have a look.
Right on my passive.
Yeah, so Hatsu...
In fairness, she wouldn't be trying to hide it from Hatsu anyway. That's probably the one person she wouldn't be trying to hide it from.
Yeah, I would say Eldrin does notice, though, based on his passive. But whether or not he says anything is up to him.
Okay.
Yeah, it would just be...
But would he know what it is? That's the question. So anyway, I'm going to cast it. So that's what I'm casting.
Also, Hatsu, there might be a discrepancy here, but your passive is not 16. So we might have to talk about that later. Okay. So... sure. So I'd say, Eldrin, you notice, but whether or not you want to call it or not is up to you.
No.
Okay.
So yeah, I cast Detect Magic because I want to know...
Oh, yeah.
This is the first opportunity, apart from Dash, who's now just ran away to get some. This is the first opportunity I've had where we've all been together and that I've known how to do this, to be able to see what possibly might be on my friends, but especially I'm obviously looking at Eldrin.
Nothing glows on Eldrin. For Dash is gone, Alyssa is gone. Eos, I don't think she would glow.
Just Eos herself glows.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure none of her objects would glow. Ah, her cloak would. Her clook would glow. With, I think,
What's the
transmutation.
school?
I think transmutation. I'm not 100%.
Okay. But we've actually already seen the cloak in action, right? So
Yeah.
we know. Okay.
Let me have a quick look here.
Yeah, Eos hasn't hidden that from anyone, what she does with it, so.
Actually, when we went into the cave for the crazy snow creatures back in the day, I think she actually explained to Amy Adriana she expected it to do something else when she wore it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It's
because
illusion. I'm so sorry.
Go
It's
into the
illusion.
shadow and stuff, wouldn't you?
Yeah, she was worried about it. Yeah.
It's illusion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything from Slate or Hatsu?
Hatsu's Jutta his sai would glow with abjuration.
Okay.
Slate, his loot would glow with illusion.
But we've seen what he does with that as well.
Yeah. I don't know if
Pretty
Hatsu's
much
ever
nothing
disclosed.
that I wouldn't know them. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if Hatsu's ever disclosed what the Jutta actually does, but besides that, yeah, absolutely. But there's nothing on Eldrin that stands out.
Interesting. Okay. So, I suppose we should discuss rules of engagement.
Not the face, not the face!
That said, the second that said, I'm going to walk up to Eldrin, give him a pat on the back, and just say, "Good luck. You'll need it."
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
So you are casting guidance. Okay, so Eldrin, you have guidance on you. If you make an attack roll or any of that, sorry, what is it? Attack roll or ability check. Any ability check.
And
sorry. Yeah.
I'm not hiding that from Adriana. I'll just give her a little wink and then just walk off.
So
to the
much
side.
so that I will say that divination appears all over Eldrin the second he does it. You would see that.
Keep stepping, Slate.
Eldrin, you
obviously
feel a little
this-
luckier.
Yeah, as he does that, I feel, even if I couldn't tell, that there's something, different. If he's cast something on me, I would still turn to him, kind of smirk as if like, yeah, thanks.
It's Bard's hands. Don't get aroused. It's not a thing. Just leave it where it is.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not doing this to the death. And
hope
I would,
not.
I would also hasten to say that, given our reputation as to what happens at this school, at least since we've been here, it might not be a good idea for us to take each other too low either in our ability and how fit and able we are. So might I suggest if we're at a point where something may be able to finish us off, we call it quits.
Absolutely.
Don't worry, Eldrin. I'm very proficient in keeping people alive.
That he is.
Non-lethal. Don't go for the wings, the face, or the genitals.
Do you want to do it best of 3 taps, or do you actually want to go face-to-face combat?
I think we go face to face.
Can be.
Agreed. I can definitely agree with that.
So a small circle forms of students and stuff, just as you would if anyone was fighting in a school with swords and blades and shit.
Remington taking bets on the back.
He's just wearing like a leopard print robe, and he's just taking bets, and he's got like big gold chains on and stuff.
Yo sits in a log, just legs crossed. She's gonna watch.
I just walk up to Eldrin and say just quietly enough for Eldrin to hear, and maybe these guys directly around us kind of thing, and just say, you already have my trust.
Yep.
Because Remington has trust in you. This is for my respect. As I hope to earn yours too.
I understand. I also respect that you look out for the group and you would like to see if I can hold my own. It's
Absolutely.
something I do truly respect, and that speaks volumes. So I appreciate you giving me the chance.
On that, you may both roll for initiative.
I'll take a step or two back first before we engage as such, and I'll just say, may the best woman win.
Eldrin, as this is your first time, just in case,
Roll my hair.
at the top there's a crossed swords there. You may be able to roll initiative from there, or on your sheet itself, on the top right there, chat.
Please roll well. Oh geez, we both rolled terribly.
But he rolled slightly more terribly, so Midriana, you're up.
Okay. We're going to keep this nice, short, sweet to start with. Step into their grill, and we're going to take a shot with the sword. Oh, hang on. Let me... There we go. Target you first. Oof. That's not going to do anything.
Did it actually roll? Just vanished on my screen.
7.
7.
Oh,
Okay.
that's
No,
the
definitely.
initiative.
Thankfully,
That's
I know
initiative.
that's
yeah.
initiative. That's
Oh.
initiative, yeah.
If you didn't target and then you rolled, maybe might have stopped it. So do you want to try that again?
I came up with a
Okay.
2, but no modifiers.
Previous attack roll is not completed. Choose what to do with the previous roll. Should I just
discard
discard
it and start again. Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay. Okay, so. Okay, that one hits though.
All right, sorry about that, Carl. If that interrupted your thing, because I don't know what happened there on the Foundry side. Sorry. We'll consider it a
good.
cock die. So
Attack
22
with
definitely hits.
damage.
Yep.
So damage is a solid 6.
perfect.
And she then disengages and goes back 25 foot.
Sure. Okay. Eldrin, you are up.
Okay. Yeah. I'd like to just run up to Madriana. I'd like to run up the 25 feet that she's ran away from me. I'll target her with my rapier.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll go for an attack with it.
Mm-hmm.
And we roll a spectacular 10.
10 does not hit.
May I suggest that because I had a second roll because of Foundry, that I also give
Guidance.
Carl a second roll?
He has guidance. I'll say try your guidance first. But that's very
1d4,
honorable
correct?
of you. Guidance is 1d4 to an ability check. Yeah. Does not hit, unfortunately. It's very honorable of you to do that. I don't know. I'll say sure. If Kyle wants to, he can try the attack roll again, but keep the guidance on the one.
I think it's only fair because I got the second shot.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Okay. Just roll a normal attack again.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. There we go. That's more like it.
20 hits, yeah. So you both had the exact same thing happen.
Almost the same number as well.
Same
6.
damage.
I'm concentrating on
Nice.
nothing, right?
The detect magic.
Oh, yeah. So you have to make a concentration check if you want to keep that up.
That's a 6, so it's gone.
spells. Yeah, concentration fails.
I was gonna say I did want to keep it up because I want to see if he does anything while we're in the fight, but it's gone, so it's disregarded anyway.
No worries. We're back to Madriana for round 2.
Time to see how agile you are as I go behind him and take a shot.
Are you using like your wings? You're leaping over him? How do you get behind him?
I'm just doing like a spin shimmy all the way around him, almost like a...
You feel the stab in your back and you sort of just swing around so that you're standing behind Eldrin.
Yeah. Oh, that's gonna hit.
21 hits.
Okay, nice.
And that's for 10 points of damage. How is he looking?
He's looking not great. You're free to describe it a bit more in depth if you like, Kyle.
Definitely feeling winded. Definitely feeling that hurt. Yeah. First one was sore. Second one, I hit a sore point already.
I don't know whose passive is sort of fairly high, but I know you just said that Eldrin is just pretty good. He might not notice it because he wouldn't understand, but anyone else, like one of the guys watching, when she does this because she's behind him and she puts it like through his back, there is that slight second of almost regret doing that. Because she stabbed someone else through the back once before who died almost immediately, or did die immediately. So there's a little bit of hesitation from that.
Is this, it's not hidden, so is it passive related, or would I have seen that?
It's just the initial stab, as if like to stab the sword through, was there, but then as it kind of got in, there was like a slow, like,
Hesitance,
oh shit,
maybe,
kind
or
of,
something.
yeah.
The Slate shouts out to Adriana, I can undo that for you if you like.
Keep out of it, you. You'll have your turn.
As the group keeps watching it, cheers on. I believe that's Madriana's turn. So, Eldrin, you are up.
Yeah. At this point, Yeah. At this point, Adriana's right in front of me, so I think I'll just go with the rapier again. We're just going to keep it nice and easy.
I just equipped the rapier for you, Adriana. Just remember in future to equip it.
I thought I had it equipped, sorry.
Even with guidance, that's not going to be great.
No, I don't want a guidance again. Eldrin, you're having a tough time. You underestimated your opponent. It's not your combat prowess per se. It is just you had no idea that Adriana was this fast. Like, as you swing at her, it almost looks like you're hitting a hologram of her. It's just that anime thing of where there's almost two of them from the speed. Like, you're dealing with a very strong opponent, or a very fast one. With that, I believe we go back, unless there's any bonus action you wish to take.
Just double checking to see if it allows on Foundry for a bonus action. I do not believe it does, though, so we will call it over for now until I see. Done for now.
I disengage. I go back 20 feet, 25 feet, while still looking at Eldrin, and she just holds up the sword and
you do the Morpheus gesture to come closer.
The Neo.
And, Morpheus does it first. Neo popularized it. I'm giving it to Morpheus. Gotta support my boy.
If you want to go there, The Rock did it before both of them.
Yeah, but I can't smell what he's cooking right now. So
May Eos add a little bit of magic to when Adriana raises up the sword?
Ooh, yeah.
Sure.
Directly from Adriana's location, Eos casts Thaumaturgy and a roar of thunder when the sword hits the sky.
Nice.
There's a second there in Adriana's head where she's just like, I really must thank her later for that. That was awesome.
Mr.
I'm not taking any action.
Okay.
Yeah.
Slate's going to cast Mage Hand, and it's going to appear beside Eldrin and just start like dusting him off and like propping him up and being like, you got this, cleaning off his clothes. And,
even though it's a magic school, if that happened to me in real life, I would still be like, just get it, like, I would want that thing to touch me.
The spider. Oh shit, that's hand. That's worse.
As it does startle me, but then when I see it's cleaning me and I look at the other side,
and I look points like this, and it's like
I look over at Adriana, and then I look at everybody around me, and I lock eyes with Remington for a moment, and I kind of just look up, and then I just look down, and I look forward at Adriana. I run forward to Adriana, 25 feet, and I go ahead with if I can find it on the list here, go with inflict wounds.
Okay. He has decided to take the gloves off very literally.
Dirty.
That's a con save, right?
I believe so, but I think it'll give you the prompt when they do the attack, so you may have to do the attack there, yeah.
Not great. Guidance though, so
Guidance.
Even if it's a 1, lucky 1, nope, it's a 3.
So what's that, 17 to hit?
17 to hit, yeah.
So as you put your hand on Adriana, and I'm assuming you see some
Should
form
have
of
been a
energy.
Constitution saving throw. Bear with me here for a sec. I'm pretty sure that's
Unless
wrong.
I have to
It shouldn't be an attack, should it?
No, I'm pretty sure that inflict wounds shouldn't be, so I don't know why it's doing that.
I thought inflict wounds because you have to get your hands on the opponent. It counts as an attack. It's an attack
creature you
spell, I'm pretty
touch
sure
makes
now.
a Constitution saving throw, taking 2d10. So you make the con saving throw for me there, Adriana. Sorry about that.
Okay.
A lot of
No,
things
it's all right.
changed on our upgrade to Foundry in the latest version. All of our MIDI stuff changed, and I'm still fixing a lot of it, so stuff like this happens.
Ooh, 11. I'm
Still
guessing
a
it's more than that.
Yeah, it's a fail. So you roll
damage.
2d10, and either way, see, the benefit of inflict wounds is that if he fails, the saving throw, he takes half damage. So like it does damage either way, but this
18
is
points.
3d10 for me.
Wait, was it
Why is it
3d10?
3d10 for you?
Plus 1d10 is for each
House
slot above.
If you upcast it,
D10, no, D8, right?
No,
It's,
1d10.
3d10.
then
Is it D10? Oh, apologies.
2d10 plus 1d10 if it's upcast.
Sorry. I see it there.
3d10.
So you take 18 points of damage. So, Madriana, what you feel is, as he puts his hand on you, you feel your skin ripping open. Death by 1,000 cuts. There's just tons of small marks on you, but all of it is blindingly uncomfortable and painful. You take a lot of damage from that. That's a big hit.
As
Fair.
that happens, as I actually inflict the damage, I say to Madriana, I say, I didn't want to do this. And that's it. And that's my goal.
Madriana's gonna kill you, man.
She just looks straight back at you and
The
says,
shortest lived PC of all time. Sorry, go ahead.
she just looks straight back at you. Not that you'll necessarily know she's looking at you, apart from the fact she's facing you, and she just says, this is exactly what I wanted you to show me. I am going to
Some kid in the back. Cut off his head!
Finish him!
Let's hope I fucking can. No, wrong sheet. There we go. So that's a 19 to hit.
Definitely hits.
Oof, that's a shit roll. 5 points of damage.
Still standing.
Let's see what else you can do. I disengage.
And as you
The wings
disengage-
come out, and I fly up 20 feet.
And
Go ahead.
before you disengage, I take an opportunity attack.
Mr.
No, you can't. 'Cause it's disengage.
He can. Mr. Dobbs has the
What?
sentinel feat.
Does that count against disengage?
So sentinel,
It
the new
does.
sentinel, at least the way it works is that if someone disengages
Oh, it's
or
a new
escapes from
one.
you, you can. So if you can actually post as a
Guardian
chat file, that would be a lot easier. So if you
Yeah.
just roll it for me there,
2024 rolls, damn you.
sentinel.
Guardian
So
section. Immediately after a
Disengage.
creature within 5 feet of you takes the disengage action or hits a target other than you within 5 feet, you can make an opportunity attack against that creature.
I was wondering why
Okay,
you weren't
go for
using
it.
it. I didn't realize you were just holding back. I was like,
And the new rule
That's
is
cool.
stackable.
Yeah.
If other people have Sentinel, it's stackable.
Yeah,
And
it
the
doesn't-
other
is it
stacked?
it doesn't
Oh, that's
contradict itself
dirty.
anymore, which is nice. Yeah. It
It's
changes.
nice, but it's dirty as well.
Yeah.
You get a full party with Sentinel.
If he hits
that
you with
person's
that-
never moving.
If he hits you with that, you're also not allowed to move more than 0 feet. So if
Yeah,
you get
yeah.
struck, you're stuck. Eldrin, you can make your attack of opportunity there. Her wings come out and she gets ready to go, but you don't hesitate. You're fully locked in now. And Madriana, you get the impression that Eldrin was more or less testing your merit before letting it all out to go full on for you. You suddenly feel like your opponent had more bang for its buck than you realized initially.
And she probably would have assumed he did, but likewise with everyone else, what she's tried to do is to show everything they've got so that she can really assess them.
Yeah. Eldrin, if you want to make your attack, yeah.
Go with my rapier.
Also, can we just say that if this wins, this is the craziest comeback of all time? Like, 12?
And a
Right now. Oh, you still have it.
14.
Just hits.
So, as you go to take this attack,
Slate,
as she's
you
about
dick.
to fire off,
Damage. Yes.
as she, hang on, because as you go to do this attack and you, it looks like you're really about to hit.
Oh, shit.
As the wings come out, this quick flash of her wings goes across her face, leaving this ethereal shield of wings as I cast shield.
Hell yeah, what a time to cast shield, man.
This guy.
It's a reaction, so you technically can. By doing so, you have raised the
AC by 5.
AC by 5,
Yeah.
right? So, and you stay that way until the beginning of your next turn, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I still fly the 20 foot up.
You still fly this 20 foot up, no worries. That was your disengage. So it's actually his turn now?
It's his turn.
Okay. Amadriana is 20 feet above you. What I will say for... let me have a look here. Hatsu. What you would notice is that in the sand where she was standing are small drops of blood. She's bleeding through her armor from the inflict wounds. So there's these tiny little droplets. No one else notices in the heat of battle, but you would pick up on that. Eldrin, go ahead.
Okay. Again, I look over at Remington. And I kind of smirk as if, fine, I feel like I'm being cornered. Everyone's around me.
That is a fucking scary expression coming from you. Okay.
And again, I just kind of look down to the sand. And as I do that, I use my celestial revelation.
Oh, you pulled that out very quickly. Go ahead.
I know. With this, I use my heavenly wings. 2 spectral wings sprout out from the back temporarily.
I'm definitely going to fucking murder you now. That's it.
Fly speed equal to my walk speed.
Took my class, took
you
my
watch
wings.
You watch as Eldrin sprouts 2 ethereal wings, and in one goes straight up towards Amadriana. I assume towards
to Amadriana. Yeah. And as I get up to Amadriana, I say, I think it's time to end this now. And with that, then I cast.
Is that an action?
Is that not an action? Yeah.
It's a bonus action.
Really?
Yes.
Post Celestial Revelation to chat there if you don't mind for me, please. It is a bonus action. I see it here, but just for chat. Yeah. It is a bonus action, though. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. As I do that, then, of course, and I get to the top of where Amadriana is, I say, I think it's time to end this. And as I do that, I touch Amadriana's arm, the side of her arm, and cast Cure Wounds on her.
Didn't see that coming. All right, you may heal Amadriana. I think you targeted both of you, maybe?
May have.
Oh, I didn't get it.
Yeah, it went to him by accident, so I'll give it to you.
I cast it on Amadriana. She gives it to me.
Amadriana, you gain 9 points of healing. The wounds close at the very least.
My, you're full of tricks, aren't you? Tell me, how long does that last?
Yet to be seen, yet to find out.
See if you can keep up then. And I'm gonna down the beach.
Are you taking an attack of opportunity?
Action, move, and bonus action. I'm dashing.
Double dash.
Seeing if you can keep up.
Well, dash, yeah.
I don't take an opportunity attack, no.
All right.
I've never seen her running away. That's new.
I leave Amadriana go. I descend down to where we were fighting in the circle. And I turn to Remington and say, my opponent has left.
I have nothing to do with this fight. I just wanted to see what would happen.
Oh, you think this is over? It just started.
I am so expecting Amadriana to come in with, like, United States of Smash Punch, like, just smash against Eldrin. All right. I think we're back to Amadriana, possibly there.
Yeah, my go's over.
She just fires back when she realizes that he was too pussy to follow. And No, she heads back, and like 20 feet from where he stood is where she glides into the ground and just slides into the sand right up next to him, face to face, like, you know, as that point of stop, like up right in front of him. She puts her hand on his shoulder and says, "Welcome to the team,
Avengers!" Hell yeah.
Oh, go Power Rangers!
Thank you, Adrian.
Epic guitar riff.
And I
Now you have to fight Hatsu. Hatsu, it's your turn."
Waited for this, but I think he needs some time to rest before we do this.
Don't worry, Eldrin. I was only kidding. But it is nice to know you can hold your own.
nice
And
to
it is
know I'm
nice
not
to
the only
know.
one that flies.
So are your hands permanently pestilent? Is that a thing? Because if you wouldn't mind, I would ask you to stay in the school.
I like to help and assist. I am not a pacifist in any way, as seen and demonstrated. I can definitely dish out what I can get.
No, I'm saying, is that like your bacteria thing or whatever it is? Is it just spreading? Because if so, I would have to ask you to wear like gloves and like a suit and, you know.
I think it's a chosen effect, Hatsu. I think Eldrin demonstrated quite earnest and honorably that he will definitely have our backs should we need it.
Oh, so you using magic? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Well, some need more assistance than others, I guess. Well done.
I walk up to Slate and kind of... I put my arm around Slate's shoulder, almost like kind of like, "Hey, how you doing, bud?" kind of thing. If you wouldn't mind assisting me and keeping this between us, I'm rather hurt.
And Slate was, prepared to make a joke or try and dissect some of the combat or have some quips, but in hearing this, he's gonna straighten up and basically make it look like they're like that buddy and just walk sort of away from everybody like we're talking, basically like gesturing with his other hand, and really he's just focusing on his balance versus hers to make it not look like aiding somebody, and having spent so many time doing so many performances in front of others, knowing where to put his feet or how to look, he's quite confident he can pull it off as he walks her away, head to one side.
Okay.
Yeah, and go and I guess we're gonna go to like the hall or something to relax and talk a bit. Or we're gonna go back to the room actually. Probably head back to the room then, I guess, so that we can discuss.
Yeah,
future
invite to
plans.
Dash's room in the tree just before the fight. Don't forget.
Oh, if Dash was saying he was going to the tree, then that's where I would be essentially asking Slate to lead everyone.
And then, rather than saying it in a mocking way, I'm gonna say to him, Adriana, we've talked about this, and I know it's only new to you, but you literally could have done an Uno reverse there, and you just let that happen.
I could have won that fight a round before if I had really wanted to. I needed to know that he could keep you guys safe if I wasn't there. And the only way to test that was to really push him.
I wasn't sure if you were going to hold back. That's why I gave him that helping hand in the beginning.
I think you know me well enough by now, Slate, to know that I never do anything for destruction unless it deserves it.
While Adriana and Slate were going like ahead, Hatsu would follow and pass Eldrin, and Eldrin would just hear, I don't get it. If I do it, I'm the bad guy. If she does it, it's all good. Like, I don't get this.
Hatsu-san, we can spar someday.
I would love
I'm
to.
sure I will be tested just similar to today. I just hope that you don't surprise me and I have to fly again. It's not something I'm quite accustomed to just yet.
You can fly everywhere you want. I wouldn't let go of you.
I hope I could carry you, my friend, if I could call you that.
Don't get her wrong. It's not about testing your abilities. It's getting to know you. You only get to know somebody if you fight them, push them to the limits, if you travel with them for a long period of time, if you see them, how they behave when situations get dirty. It's more about knowing your true identity rather than what you present as your identity. But I think you will understand that a little further down the road.
When Hatsu mentions about identity and everything, I don't say anything, but internally it hits a string, like a heartstring in a way, and it makes me think of identity from everybody around me. And I just continue to walk ahead in silence with Hatsu.
As you all approach the I don't even know what to call it. You approach where Dash is in his room and
The
stuff.
Treehouse.
Treehouse. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's actually quite logical. Yeah. As you approach the treehouse, Dash and Lissa, what are you guys doing? Keeping it PG, please.
Where we're just in the now shared space. So it's I don't think Dash had stayed here before. He had been in the castle primarily, so it's a new space for him, which himself and Lissa had spent the night before kind of talking over and designing. So as you enter, as you open the simple wooden door and you enter the room, there's a short foyer space where the dark wood transitions seamlessly into a black marble veined with gold, and each step leaves sort of a muffled echo, kind of contradicting almost the polished surface that you're walking on. As you move inwards, that foyer space melts away from view, revealing a larger than expected open planned area. The ceiling is domed and it's inlaid with a night sky illusion. The constellations are shifting and mimicking what the real sky outside would be representing. There's a large circular window that takes up the left side of the room. The glass is frosted at first, but it shifts to reveal a vista of an illusionary city skyline as you get closer. It's not Palperoth or any city that you or Dash or anyone would be familiar with. It's like a vision of what feels possible, a representation of an ideal and prosperous world. And set into the marble floor there, embedded as if it's kind of falling from the sky, is a single raven feather. And beneath that window is a low table where currently Dash and Lissa are sitting. It's always set with 2 glasses and a bottle of wine, kind of an inviting space for discussion and conversation. The chairs are deep and luxurious. They're velvet to the touch. They're shades of black or deep red depending on the lighting. And if you later come to sit in them, they feel very welcoming, but kind of slightly uncomfortable. It's almost as if the seat is set at a slightly wrong angle to the table, and you can never quite get it right. It's comfortable but uncomfortable at the same time. And to the right here, there's a large fireplace that flickers with violet and golden flames, casting long shadows that stretch kind of seemingly longer than they should. At the heart of the space, set against the back wall on a slightly raised dais, is a sumptuous 4-poster bed, wide enough to comfortably sleep 4 humans. Do with that what you will. The canopy drapes a shifting color, moving between a deep crimson to a shadowy black and a deep gold, and the sheets are made of silk. They're soft, but they're very, very durable. Over to the right then is a sleek black wood desk. The surface is etched with intricate designs, maps of places known to Dash and Lissa, and faint decorative carvings. Above the desk, suspended from invisible threads, is a series of white origami birds. They're moving as if blown by a breeze. Each bird is unique and proud, but at the center is a large raven that flickers occasionally with an ethereal blue hue. And behind the desk is a large ornate chest with ever-shifting locking mechanisms that tick subtly, the contents of which will remain concealed, staring at you, Madriana, and are known only to Dash and Lissa.
We'll see.
To the untrained eye, again, Madriana, probably Hatsu, the walls appear to be just intricately carved wood, inlaid with gold leaf detailings of birds in flight, carvings that kind of are reminiscent of Dash's sketches from his books. But to those keen of sight, there's subtle gaps in the panels that, if touched correctly, reveal sections of slide-away walls, revealing hidden compartments, various nooks and crannies with hidden daggers, throwing knives, other assortments of weaponry. In one panel, there's what appears to be a simple mirror that, when kicked with a heel, rotates the floor around it. One finds themselves in a compact hidden cubby, looking back through the same mirror into the room that they just vacated. There's also a false bookshelf that, when triggered, falls away to reveal a hidden chamber with all manner of practice dummies, as well as dozens and dozens of sheets of linen cloth that are draped from the floor to the ceiling. And one, you could imagine Lissa kind of vanishing in space here, despite the simple and open shape. And throughout the room, there's a faint scent of aged parchment, leather, and something slightly smoky lingering in the air. Dash will give you all that tour later on, but at the moment, as you enter, himself and Lissa are sitting at the low table, sharing some wine.
About 40 years older now because of that description. Very, very well described.
I was very excited making that room.
I know you're quick, Dash, but I was expecting it to be a little bit longer for Lissa, at least.
We are happy enough. Tell me, how did you fare? Do I detect a slight
also
limp?
A vault for me, but that's fine.
I thought we were sharing that.
Nope, that's my vault.
So Dash still doesn't have a vault.
I don't need it. Tell me, who won?
Eldrin did.
What?
I told you we should have put coin. Eldrin? We could have had fantastic odds. You and I could have been thousandaires by now, but no, you had to come home.
Tell me you didn't enjoy yourself while we were here.
Yes.
But you both know it's just an illusion, right?
Yeah, what's an illusion?
Happiness.
Just be careful. Eldrin might accidentally spread some bacteria or something.
Hatsu, I've told you that's not how it works.
We'll need some clarification on that
I
one.
saw what it did to you, and I am scared.
But it's not something that... It's not like he touches anything and that happens. He has to choose to.
It's like what I did
Dash
to the wall
also
in
said
the
he
trial.
didn't touch something, and now they are together.
I'm going to presume, Eldrin, you are proficient with at least some magics.
I'd say he's pretty proficient.
I dabble. I've read one too many books that may have detailed things.
There's no such thing as too many books.
Books are dangerous. Yes.
Dash, this
Paper
elaborate
books, yes.
secret tunnel base you have, where's your teapot?
I didn't think to put a teapot in. I'll have to add that.
So you've shown us the room now, have you?
Yeah.
Let's say during this conversation, he was just showing you around. Yeah.
I'll describe it to us in extreme detail.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm definitely testing that chest.
Okay.
Adriana, look at the paper birds.
Do you have a?
They're pretty cool, but there's a chest here that he thinks is unbreakable.
Do you have a lockpick set thing?
I do.
Thieves tools. Thanks. You may roll your thieves tools. Just give me the number.
I know the
As
DC.
Adriana is doing that, I say, I'm not sure what you're doing, but I would like to help you. And I put my hand on her shoulder as I cast guidance.
I'm glad you said shoulder.
Yeah. Guess you're self-guided.
Okay. Do I get to know the DC beforehand or not?
DC is quite high.
Situational bonus, so 1d4 is it?
Correct.
Ooh, damn.
That's a 27.
Like,
Is it that high?
you Fonzie hit this thing with the back of your elbow and it just pops open. There's a small note inside.
I just shut it. Don't even look, just shut it. Try again, Dash.
Chuckling softly. I knew you couldn't resist. Well done.
It's in our blood. That's all I can say.
It's a rather complicated one. Impressive yet again.
I will say that was a pretty good standard. I'm assuming you didn't make it.
I put it on the sheet and it appeared, so yes, far beyond me.
Remington, that was good work. But
He
quite
didn't
good enough.
come with you here, but yeah, speak to the void.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, fair enough. He hears everything, so.
He's not just following you guys around the school or whatever. Like,
Yeah. If you would, and Dash will kind of gesture and lead over to the Blackwood desk where there's the maps of locations that are known to himself and Alyssa. We've been giving a bit of thought to the bastion that Remington mentioned, and I have a list of things that I think would be suitable from what I already know. I assume you each may have potential candidates to add to the list. There's a couple of, criteria that I had in mind. I was thinking somewhere close to, I guess, the crux of things in Desolata, perhaps. I'm not sure if any of you have been, but there's much that goes on in Balbroth. That is an option, but it's dangerous for.
So
the
you
likes of
won't be
Eos.
closer to your king, gotcha.
Not particularly that, but where it would be advantageous to be close to, the comings and goings of trade and intrigue and politics. I figured.
And people to rob.
Isn't it also
Yes, to be
closer
honest,
to
yeah.
crew?
It is. Now, I would.
Are you trying to get me killed, Dash?
No. Let me finish.
Desolata sounds very sad.
I wouldn't. Desolata's depending on the place. I wouldn't really suggest Palbroth itself. There's a place I'd thought of. I'd never been, but my father grew up there. It has good access to trade routes and water, rivers, etc. It's a place called Rirtez. I don't know if anyone's been, but it's a possibility. I'm floating ideas here. I gather we should take some time to look into it proper, but I've begun a list of potential locations here and just kind of gesture to the locations of Palbroth Rirtez. He'll also have marked Dagtor, Hartwell, and Brodadir on there as well, just as places he's known, and ranked them in order of his preference, with Rirtez and Palbroth being the top two.
DM, would I know anything of Vietez from overhearings from my father's dealings, anything like that? Any inclinations from it?
All you would know is that it is a port town. But I would say that at this point, the places that you have in your packs would be your most beneficial information to provide. That's anything fine. That you need beyond that would be downtime research. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
In my opinion, friends, I believe, similar to the stories that I read about the skulls, the space and such, we need a place that both can travel to and from. While I, myself, am not exactly one to speak much about stealth like a Majorana who's phenomenal at it, but I would feel safer traveling by water, as safe as I would be at dusk at night. So somewhere with water, like a small island or something, would be perfect. Now, the location, I'm easy, but not Palprot, not somewhere that I will definitely get killed on day one.
No, that's why I have Reartez as my top preference. It has ready access to water. I presume Remington could get us a site that would back onto, somewhere nearby the port or where we would have ready access to a ship at a moment's notice.
What is Desolata, though? What is this?
Warm. It's the area where I'm from, where my family's from. Palproth is the capital.
You're not from Palproth?
Palproth is in Desolata. Desolata is the wider area.
The 4 islands are Herbs, Desolata, Volcanus, and Arboris. That's the 4 islands. So he's from one of the islands, yeah.
Okay.
But see, I don't think Desolata would be a good idea from what you said, not only of how unreceiving the people are there, but also, again, as Hatsu rightly pointed out, closer to the king and also closer to crew, which is a big problem.
Yeah, so there's two, I'm open to discussion. These are just the places I am aware of. I'm sure everyone else would have others, but my thinking here is I imagine somewhere in the future we're going to end up in these locations regardless, and having a safe haven in potentially the most dangerous area for certain members of our party may be advantageous for a quick escape. Logic may be flawed, but it's there. The discussion can be had, obviously, but these are what I have. I assume you will each have your own locations that you could add to the list.
To be honest with you, everyone, the only 2 places I generally know is here in Asazaki, and I'm not exactly welcome in Asazaki. My great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmother was hung there, so...
Oh. Well, may I suggest something before we further discuss this?
Of course.
There's 2 things we might have to consider before we even pick a location. One thing would be, do we want to have a public open space that invites for trading and sorts that you mentioned? Or do we want to have a secret place where only people that gets invited will find? Because that would consider different types of locations.
We could build a secret tunnel underneath the bastion.
Yes, actually, I was going to say, as someone that has had a little bit of experience with this, it would be good if this place was a front to its true meaning.
Hidden in plain sight?
Yeah, so if we were to have a little business or something that is running from it, then it keeps eyes off of what we're truly doing now. May I also make a suggestion as to where?
Of course.
And she'll go up to the map. The first thing she'll do is she'll grab the pencil or pen or whatever it is that you've been using to mark, and she just puts a giant fucking cross through Verdoir. And then she says,
noted.
I think, what about where Slate's from? We have friends there. We know the town. Well, not necessarily where he's from, sorry, but where he was from before this. We have friends. We have acknowledgement of who we are, and they seem to be okay with it. And it seemed pretty central from what I remember.
But they only have a river. How do you get a boat through the river?
But that's my point, is that if we're there, EOS was accepted. So we wouldn't necessarily need a river or a boat to escape, because we'd have friends there to help.
It's more like traveling, I guess. We way faster with a boat than by foot. At least EOS is.
Correct.
And there's also the counter argument to that, in that we already know we're safe there.
Mm-hmm.
True,
But then EOS is also quicker on Ducky than she is on a boat.
Ducky's fast.
Is Ducky faster than a boat?
Oh, Ducky has incredible speed.
But by nature, islands have their limits.
Mm-hmm.
You can't swim the ocean. I tried.
Yeah, my dad said don't do it, and also don't drink the ocean water.
Oh, no,
Don't drink the water. Yeah.
Don't drink the water.
What?
That's a fuck. That's a personal attack. I would come and stab you in real life.
You can certainly try.
Anyway,
Still like the idea of a boat, though. If we had the bastion on a cliff face and a secret tunnel, and the boat goes in the secret tunnel.
Cliff face, like, visually fantastic, but easy target.
Oh, there's no one
it's
in the
easy
water.
to defend as well, though.
I can
Yes,
attest that it's a little bit of a bitch to clean if the wind is just constantly blowing.
Yeah, also
Don't paint it. Don't paint it. Keep it unpainted.
yes, but also it's you want some you can't really have a front on a cliff face, because if you're making a bar or a
There's
clubhouse,
3 other sides to have the front on.
But what
Slate,
if we would
what do you
build
think?
something close to Penzance, but like at the coast?
Yeah. Yes, okay.
Cold, Sense? It was fucking cold.
it was very cold.
Why don't you people believe in summer?
Some of us are just harder.
I accept
burn
that I
easily.
am not tough enough for the cold. I accept this.
I know I'm only new to the party, and
hi.
that I may not have much of a input with this situation, but cliff face, I would be interested in a homestead on a cliff face. I would agree. I just have never been on a boat before. I have read many tales, but I have never set eyes on one. I would be interested in.
Wait, how did you get here?
Yes, how did you
Yeah.
get to the island?
Maybe I was unconscious and wrong one.
That's a
oh,
quick
shit, we never-
maybe. Eldrin Remington brought you.
I got Mr. T to get into the island.
Yes. What a reference.
My God.
Remington didn't give me details of how we got here. I don't want to get into that right now.
You have to volunteer to go to the school.
Yes.
You get the invitation. Remembering's usually there in my experience, and you go,
Yes.
all right.
In this situation, it was not quite so. It was far from that scenario. It was
What
quite
happened?
hostile.
I think he got here via Thestral rather than boat.
Yes.
Ken, I have a DM question, if you don't mind.
Should I have to play?
Rirtez, where is it in relation to Palperoth? Is it
Quite
kind
close.
of south, like directly south by the coast?
Yeah, it's just directly
Yeah,
south
cool,
of the coast.
perfect. Oh, awesome.
Slate, as we're talking about potentially going near your old stomping ground, what do you say about it?
From listening and watching you all talk, it definitely seems like you have more to say about going to a place where people are friendly versus they're not. So it seems like the group is leaning that way for a start. I mean, we've just spent a lot of time in an area that's cold, so I mean, we've got the skill set for it now. We've got the practice. We've got more friends than we had. I mean, there's a lot going for it. I mean, access to water shouldn't really be too hard. I mean, everything around here is a series of islands one way or another, so one way or another you'll get a boat at some point. The front idea, I think everybody's unanimous on, so somewhere friendly, somewhere that we have a front, somewhere we can grow into. I guess going somewhere where we have allies works both ways. We can protect them, but they can protect us. Who knows what the future will hold? Maybe they'll need our bastion more than us. Who knows?
I mean, that's another reason for route, is my father was quite close with the community there. They are friendly as it goes. I'm not sure how they react, to be quite honest, to non-human beings, but that's a big negative to that. Would there be any
Where is
place
your
in
father?
I have reason to believe he's in Scorchwood. I thought he was dead, but
Oh,
yeah,
I'm sorry to hear that.
that's that's a thread that I'll need to start pulling quite soon. But other pressing matters. He's been gone for many years now, so what's another few weeks? Would there be any place near to, I don't know, Sakanotoshi that might be suitable?
Oh, there would be a lot of places, but I think there is other things going on that we don't want to mess around with.
Hatsu,
Hmm.
can I borrow your ear for a moment? Not physically, but
You have both.
she will show Hatsu the piece of paper with Gamglor written on it.
Gum galore.
Gamglor, my apologies, I'm terrible.
You're okay. You're okay. I'll send you the
Gumgalore.
spelling of it. It's
Gum galore.
In Gamglor, my species exists. Maybe there's threads we can pull on as to where they believe a bastion would be safe for people like strangers like me.
Wolver told me about that place as well. But first we should visit that place and have a look, I guess. But the other thing is, I think it's not only a place where people of certain abilities seem to locate themselves to have an easier time. I also have a strong feeling that there is not much order nor civilization. I don't know if we would fit in there.
That's a good point. Wolfert mentioned underground.
did you
To
say this?
visit, to make friends, for sure.
Yeah,
But to live there, I don't know.
yes. And Madrana, you were about to say something, darling.
It was actually me to you. Did you say that to the room? Because you said about taking Hatsu for it.
She didn't use message, so you would have heard that
Okay,
specifically based on your incredible abilities. You can check if you want.
The other thing is, and I think that was a good suggestion actually, Eos, but I worry if there is too many people in one place
Yeah.
of a particularly unfortunate, unwelcome race or abilities, and she points to all of us like as a group.
Yeah.
If we're all in one place, it might make it too easy for them to make a target of us all.
It's true. It's like lighting a match to a fire. For example, this very flammable room, if I used one of my spells here, it would go.
Yes, darling, please don't. It took a long time.
I won't listen. I won't. You're here.
Well,
Not while you're
I
here.
might add something to that.
Yes, that's so.
I know you don't have a lot of experience, but from my experience, I can tell you it's not very common that people stick together because of a vision and a goal they have in mind. Most of the time, people that are alike stick together because it's an easier time to survive in general. And people tend to separate each other in tribes from people that are like them. And they don't like others that are not like them. It's hard to find people that stick with you because you have a noble goal. So I would lean more into what Amadriana says. It's good to get to know these people, it's good to make friends, but
Yeah.
if we want to do this as a group for a goal that we share for a better tomorrow, we don't want that place too crowded, I think.
And to add to that as well,
Yeah.
you are incredibly unique, Eos. I don't mean in your looks, because you've said it yourself, there is this place where there is people that look like you, but I mean,
Apparently.
you and yourself are an incredibly unique person. Like me, in that we don't know necessarily where we came from. I am the only one of my kind that I've ever heard of or looked at in the history books.
Oh.
So I don't think you should worry about not being around others like you. I think you should celebrate the fact that you can differentiate yourself from those.
Thank you. What I aim to find, whenever it is we may go there, is to find out my actual potential. I only know stories of the past through what was written in a very specific book from my house. But the stories never came to an end. There are dates of time, but they're centuries long for each person. But it was never close as to what happened, apart from a few mentioned. So I would like to know my potential, to know what direction to go or not to go, because the dreams, they speak.
I have a question for
Absolutely.
you. How do you think that people that did the extraordinary things that never have been done before learned about their potential?
Oh, by the long walk in the woods experience.
No. You have to destroy your boundaries. You have to destroy the ideas that others have about you, what you can and cannot do. You can't read about your potential. You can't limit your potential to people that look like you. Because as Amadriana said, you're quite unique. So don't let others dictate what you can and cannot do. You have to decide yourself, Eos.
Wow.
Don't try to fit in to find yourself.
I'll never fit in. I enjoy that.
And that's a beautiful thing.
Okay.
You should
Secret
still
tunnel.
definitely have a safe. There's not fitting in, and then there's not fitting in.
I have a vault. I told you about the bookshop.
Yes, this was just a jab and dash. I just wanted to take a moment to bring it back to what matters and is important.
So,
Thank you, darling. Appreciate
the face, secret tunnel, boat goes in. A big gate.
I think we want access to water, close-knit community, small, friendly.
Do you want access to water, or do you want to be on your own? There are islands between the isles that are vacant. We could possibly shack up on one of those, or did you want to...
Islands don't allow for business. Not ideally, anyway.
Yes, but going to Riates would most certainly wind up with Eos getting shanked.
So that's a no then.
We make a ship stop. Like a
An
rest.
anti-shank ship.
What? A ship stop?
A ship stop.
Harbor.
Like a layover on long journeys.
People need foods and if we could get an island on a famous
So
trading route or something.
I mean, the primary trade routes are almost, unless I'm mistaken, which is entirely possible, the primary trade routes are almost all centered around Desolata, heading to Balbaroth.
I would be
They're not.
worried about crossing over with the people at Dondorum. They also had a similar idea and then became pirates. And the people of Verdois, they had a similar idea and then they became...
Nothing.
Yes, nothing. And, you know, there's Words of the Fort and there's Scorchwood and there's a lot out there. It would be hard to advertise what we're doing without advertising to the wrong...
Oh, no. We don't advertise in public. We advertise to people we trust.
And not only that, that is the idea of the front, is that it's just a bar, it's just a restaurant, it's just somewhere for rest.
Yes.
The way my mother's bookshop works, we're based on a lake, and beyond the lake then is a narrow crossing into the vast openness of the islands. The ships come in, they stop at the lake, whomever is delivering the books gets a horse or a cart, and then they travel to bookshop. It's never been publicly advertised, simply through word of mouth. It has grown.
Just realize you guys are just making the Baratier. It just clicked now. You guys are making the place from One Piece where people go to the restaurant. Yeah. And now suddenly I'm on board.
You build it, they will come.
Yes, it is very advantageous to have a bookstore on the ocean or on the waters.
Mm.
I think we would start maybe with something that it's... And don't take this the wrong way, my dear, but I mean this in the utmost respect. Something more useful, as into the layman. They need food, they need shelter, they need drink.
Mm.
They might not necessarily need a book because most of them probably don't know how to read.
Just an example, like there could be a dagger store or a kitten cafe or something. I don't know.
I do like the idea of a bookstore. I think that would be nice. I think that's something to aspire to put it out to.
It's just what I know.
So I gather we need to research. Shall we put a pin in what we know of at the moment as potentials?
What are the...
Eldrin, do you know of anywhere?
I have a quick question, Slate.
Just jump to Madriana's question first and I'll come back to you.
Yeah.
Eldrin?
No question for me. Sorry, I just...
You were asked, do you know anywhere?
Do you know
sorry.
of anywhere that might be suitable for us to set this up? Where are you from?
I'm from Brixunder. It's a city. Not sure how far from here, but
Can you point it on the map?
I could.
If you don't mind.
Is it...
He points to Herbs, the top, the northwest of the island, and he points kind of up north of that island. Not too far from Penzance. It would be east of Penzance.
Would it be acceptable to people such as myself or Eos?
to be at Brixunder.
Or at least in trade route of Brixunder.
I fear not, unfortunately. Like mentioned, I was secluded for many years. Not through my own decision, but for my own protection, of course, by my parents. So I fear it may not be a wise or great decision.
DM, from the picture we've seen, obviously allowing for that picture to maybe not be 100% accurate, can we tell kind of what race? I hate saying that. I think it's a stupid term for D&D, but like
Race and
can we
species.
tell?
Yeah.
Can we tell what race Eldrin is, for just to look at?
I would probably hazard a guess that you've never seen anything like him, because even on the list of typical D&D races, he's exotic on that nature. So like in this campaign where all of you are exotic and he's on the more exotic of exotics, I don't think so. But he looks human for the most part. But as you all know, looking human doesn't make you human, so...
No, of course not, but that's more what I was trying to ascertain as to whether he looks like someone that should have been kept away because of scaring the villagers.
Sprouted
kind of
wings, that was pretty weird, and he's constantly like... His armor has been constant the entire time. He hasn't taken off his goggles, he hasn't removed his arm brace, he hasn't done any of this. So it's hard to discern anything because he's been a constant the entire time.
That's fair, that's fair. Okay, so we won't be going that way. So we have near Penzance as an option. We have an island as an option.
No matter what city, town we go for, I think we're going to have a problem when it comes to the nature of this party. I'm not sure if going into a town or a city is the best, or at least the most advantageous decision. But Eos also has ways of disguising herself, so perhaps.
That's why my first thought went to Penzance, because we already know she's accepted there.
I have a question about Penzance. Slate, you might be able to answer this better than the rest of us. When we were there, we saw the ice men cutting the ice out of the frozen water and transporting and such. We're in around Penzance. Is there anywhere where the ice just turns back to water within its vicinity? Traveling distant, half a day or so.
No, not half a day.
Okay.
I mean, first of all, it depends. I mean, water, ice, salt water, salt in the air, it's ever changing and the temperature changes. And I suppose having people that are able to do things that we can do, we can affect change. So, I think it's reasonably consistent in that region, weather-wise. But I don't think it's all the way around. I don't think it's necessarily the same. But I don't remember if I've been there. Old Chestnut.
I can only presume then if access to water consistently is a must for this consideration, then we're talking Arboris or Desolata.
I mean, if you've got snow, you've got water all the time. So, I mean, there's that.
Yeah.
Yes, but if it freezes over regularly, then it might be an
needs
issue.
to be melted. Melt that inside a building all day long. You don't have to walk anywhere. You don't have to go anywhere. It's underfoot, falls from the sky.
Yes, but we can't travel on it if we melt it inside.
I mean,
I'm talking about water for
the same way you travel over land.
Water for boats is what I mean.
Yeah.
Eos has her talents. Might be able to help with us a little bit on that.
I wouldn't like to drain her purely for something like that, considering it takes a week to regain your...
If I'm lucky, yeah.
I'll also point out that it's pretty common to have ice-breaking ships, and we did see a little bit of that when we were in Brodadir with the big fishing industry there. There was some talk of that kind of thing. It's pretty common. So
And Dad spoke of boats that can
get an
break the
ice-breaking
ice.
ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just sounds, to me, it sounds like another obstacle. I mean, from the conversation that's been going here, I think Desolata, we would probably put a cross through due to how people would react. Urbez and Volcanus, cold, icy. Arboris sounds like the potential. This likely place, maybe on the coast or a bit more secluded along a trade route in Arboris that we could pick.
You angling for a sunshine holiday home?
If I wanted sunshine, I'd go back home. I'm thinking practicality.
We don't need to be on a trade route. We could be a little bit
off it, but nearby enough that a front works. There's no point having a
Again, Dash, there's 4 sides to a building. You can choose which side to be at the front.
A front meaning a mask of sorts.
It means to.
Oh, like the butchers that sells the knives. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
There's a butcher's at front, but it's an armory at the back. Exactly.
Yeah.
So we license and operate a bar, an inn,
Oh,
but we
let's
have
get an
our
accountant.
secret space. Yes, actually, yes, that would be wise.
I suggest that we all might take a bit of time ourselves. We got a few more weeks, I think, till the end of the term. Maybe we should do a little bit of research each and see what places we can come up with.
I think that's wise.
You go to the library. I might find some information in the library while I'm looking for my answers.
I'm gonna consult my family as well. Maybe they have a good suggestion.
Like, I could get us a place. Oh, well, we have a place, but I mean, I could have it set down in Vaudois, and I know we'd be safe for the most part, but the other side of that is we'd never truly be free.
I would be more scared in Verdor than in Palbaroth, to be perfectly honest.
Yes, please, no Vaudois. Please, thank you. Yes, please, thank you.
It's funny, because you'd fit in quite well there, Alyssa.
Nope.
That's absolutely terrifying.
All right. In the interest of brevity, because we're pushing our time, and in the interest of like research and stuff like that, we could technically do it next week, but I'm happy to field questions. So I think what I'll do is, if you guys have a general idea of what you want, so as in it meets these requirements, I can tell you locations and we can chalk it up to research that you've done during the week and during your time. So, I mean, do you guys align on the requirements? What are you looking for?
First of all, somewhere that we can find that they don't necessarily have to be like, yay, mutants, but like they're not running at us with pitchforks either. Like they're kind of neutral, or maybe more toward like neutral, but more towards the you guys are okay as long as you leave us alone kind of thing.
So that would be, as Eos rightly pointed out, that would be Gom Galore. So sorry.
Bless you.
I hit mute, right? I didn't just sneeze right at you.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, good. Yeah. So Gom Galore, but that is only exotic races. That's not the default typical race that you'd find around the place. And those people, like of human nature, wouldn't come here. So you would be isolating yourselves from that. You have places like Penzance, but a reminder that you all know is that Krekor also disguises himself all the time there, because it's still not certain who crosses the path of Penzance, whilst a majority of the town may be okay. Not everybody is. It's not a guarantee. You guys still had to wear disguises and hide yourselves and do all of that thing. So like there isn't really a town that's 100% safe. And if you're building a space that's open to everyone, it'll never be 100% safe, because someone is bound to come through. There are places that you will influence throughout the course of the game, much like you did with Dagtorp and Orla, where you convinced her that Eos is not a threat, she's okay. Orla has changed her perspective on that. You guys worked really hard to do that. That raised your honor. That is something that like raises your renown in that area. That's a big deal. So in terms of Dagtorp and stuff, that is an option obviously as well. But again, not everybody feels the way that Orla does. You've just convinced Orla and some of the people who may have been involved in that way, who may have seen Eos, but not many people did. You were hidden, so intentionally so, and they're not outing you. Otherwise, the crisis response unit would show up because there was a raised threat fighting something that looks like Eos and going through all of that.
So rather than a place where we're 100% safe, a place I suppose where we can, it's small enough that we can win them over, I guess.
Yeah.
That would be optional, but in terms of that, you've got, you do have choices, so bear with me here.
I think we also said we wanted access to like river port kind of
Channel
thing.
way.
Yeah, channel way.
Yeah.
It's important for our characters and also logistics.
Yeah.
Transport, people, goods, information, access, everything. Yeah.
Okay, you've got Asazaki, but Eos has explained that already, but that is a small place. Gitai is nearby. They're near Sagonotoshi. Gitai is also a small town that's near there. You have bigger places like Yokoshi, which is a much larger town, but they, again, might be able to be won over. Places in Aboris are a little bit more lax. Not constantly.
I think ideally we want somewhere with like a 500 people population type thing.
Like you want small. So you want Dagtorp, Penzance. Those are two big ones. There's a place north of Penzance that's called the Lave that someone would tell you about, no doubt, because it's a healing center. People go there when they're really injured to get healed.
Interesting.
Riortez is too big because that is a large town on the coasts. That's too big. Dagtorp isn't on the coast either, so
there's a lot to be said. I was going to say for Dagtorp with allies on both sides, with the Lunarkin not too far away, with the port town of Brodadir and big industry, because Brodadir is not far, and that has it's an internal. It's a huge lake. We were described like it's enormous.
We could take over that old inn in Brodadir.
And we have
Brodadir has a lake, but it doesn't have a port.
But it also has the Megaverse vault and the research facilities and all these raid strips that popping up.
Hartwell also is not a dock.
Lots of stuff to do nearby.
Yeah, Hartwell's landlocked, if I remember correctly.
Hartwell's landlocked. Most places are landlocked because they get from port towns. So Penzance feeds to the other places. For example, you've got there's a small place like Brodadir itself. They feed fish from that lake to other towns and stuff like that. You have Sagonotoshi, that's a huge port town. You've got Unbundan, that is a huge port town.
That one you said before. Lave?
The Lave, way north of Herbs, yeah. They're small, but they're kind of landlocked, but they could be near enough to a dock, yeah.
But you said that's near to Penzance, right? And there's a mountain, there you go.
Penzance. There's a mountain behind the Lave, yeah. And the Lave is built into the mountain.
Ooh, there you nice. Go. You wanted a mountain or cliffside place.
Just going to throw it out there, out of character, that is giving Evil Villain Lair vibes right off the bat.
Don't ask a question about what Eels wants.
It's not necessarily landlocked, but like to open it up and do that would take a long time for you guys to like.
I'm just hearing road trip, that's all I'm hearing.
If you build it into the mountain to get a tunnel to a port that's like ages and ages away, like that's not easy. That's something they won't do for you. You'd have to do that yourselves with gold and time, and that's a lot of both.
Yeah.
But Penzance is close enough that we could trade from the port there, basically, to get stuff.
Yeah. In Desolata, it's Riortez is really the port town. And then you've got, like, the places, like I said, like Dondorum, Verdoir, Scorchwood, Corinthia Fort. They're, like, all...
What was the one in Arboris you said that was near Sagonotoshi? It was K...
Sasaki, they are near, and Gitai. Gitai is small, and they are near the river that runs to both the ocean and the inlet waters, the rivers.
What's the populace of Gitai?
I can tell you that in 1 second. Let me see if I can pull the map up on stream first of all.
Oh yes,
so people can actually see what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's me. You are here. Yes, I am.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking close enough to, familiar allies from Hatsu at least. So there could be a bit of influence in our favor there.
I can see that the map is not updated,
even though it has frozen. Would be great.
Even though it has updated, I can see on the stream that it hasn't. There should be a lot more visible to you than there is. I can see it on mine that it is, but that's very strange. Okay, I'll take a look at that anyway. So, so what you have is over here. You've got like Dagtorp and stuff like that, and then Brodadir is down here. Brodadir is see if I can actually unlock this for the stream because I would like to. Okay. Ooh. Well, it just unlocked everything, so it's fine. Brodadir, and then Hartwell. Let me unlock that.
That's cool. You can do that.
Yeah, I'll fix the map later. And the way you guys went was here.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, I see. Because you weren't on the map when I unlocked it, it didn't unlock it. Got it. Okay. Yeah. And so you've got Verdoir down here, as Majorana would have pointed out. You've got Penzance over here, And then to the north of that, in a place you haven't uncovered yet, is the Lave, along with a mountain. There is a mountain up there. The mountain is like directly central of this, so you would have to build outward if that's what you were doing, or whichever way you wanted it to.
Is there a trade route? A trade route between Penzance and the Lave?
There would be.
Because we could set up as like a roadside trading post.
Yeah.
Truck stop.
Yeah.
What you then have is Saigon Otoshi over here. And you have Asazaki here.
Oh, well, we really are neighbors. So
Gitai is just here off the coast of Asazaki. And above that is a river that Yus would know. There's a long river there that connects, because that's where her and Remington took. You guys went up that river and out into the main isle. So
village never to be named.
Exactly. Over here is Abundant, and that's where Westland came from, and that is a place that is a large port town as well, but it's like a city. It's a proper city.
Oh yeah, purple up. That's right.
We know a little bit about that because obviously he was telling us about the kind of concrete jungle nature of it and how we wanted to get back to nature, and so we know a little from previous.
The upside of being a little bit closer to Saigon Otoshi would be that we would have instant access to trading stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards Katai personally.
Gum Galore is over here. This is an island that is unmarked on the map for you, but it would be here, roughly anyway.
Close to Desolata with a population of exotics.
Yeah, it's not that close. You think it is, but it isn't. Gum Galore is there, and that has its own populace and population, and it's its own sizes that you don't know. Then you have a whole area over here where there isn't really much being offered. Dash, you would know that is known as the Badlands, and people don't build out there on purpose. It's not worth it.
Well, just as a question, would it also be possible to be like in a closer proximity to Saigon Otoshi, let's say, and a place like here? Like, because I would assume ships from Saigon Otoshi would either go east-north or west-north. So if we could like have a place where there is really nobody, but we could occupy the land on like the edge of the southwest area, and Hatsu could arrange something with his father that certain ships would occasionally stop there for resupplies, and we could send stuff with it.
So on each of the outlets, so in the southernmost point, for example, here, there would be what is called the lighthouse. There's a lighthouse on every entry point in any of the connecting rivers. Beyond that are islands that interconnect the entire way up that you can't see on this map, but they do interconnect all the way up. And Lissa knows that down here somewhere, unknown exactly where, is Dondarum, which is where she knows that the pirates come from. So like any of the invading forces that attack Arboris at any time and stuff like that, they have a large fleet. They all come from that way.
Gotcha.
She doesn't know where, though. And for the podcast listeners, I apologize that this is probably a little bit confusing, but we're doing our best.
Imagine maps.
Age of Empires.
Yes, imagine a map with mild fog of war that's being rapidly uncovered.
Age of Empires too.
I'd be kind of leaning towards Katai personally.
Same.
Just as well, we've agreed to go to the New Year's celebration in a couple of weeks.
Very convenient.
We can all get a feel for the island and some of the area while we're there. At least we'll be thinking about it, or looking at it rather, with keener eyes.
So Gatai was founded, I'll say over your research, again, because we're way over. Gatai was founded over 2 centuries ago by a small group of native people seeking a new place to call home. They set it up here because there's a lake on one side and there's a river on the other, so they can get fish and things like that and have trade routes. They live off the land, fishing, hunting for food. They have farms there. There's very small plots, and they trade with nearby settlements for goods because they can't really get anything else themselves. They're a very tight-knit community with a strong sense of tradition. They have struggles. Rival tribes clash over territory. They're not very strong. They can be invaded, things like that. They have roughly a population of 450, and there's nothing major bordering them other than Asazaki.
What I need to know is
the most familiar with that turf.
What I need to know is the leader of this place a person called George?
Wow.
You'll have to
George.
find out.
In the jungle.
Nah, if you know that, yeah, okay, yeah. Rory got it.
I got you right, yeah.
So it's maybe just outside Katai. Sounds like a possibility, so we could check it out while we're heading
Be
out.
lovely.
Yeah.
As for assisting the research, of course, Eos has access to the library. She works there. So that would assist with unveiling the mysteries.
Does that sound like our minds made up then? We research Katai on our way?
Research Katai, go there after we visit Hatsu's family, and then see if it's really a place we can set up then, I guess.
Can't wait for that. That's going to be cool.
Wonderful.
Okay,
In the
so
meantime,
that's where we're at, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so that's what we're going to do.
Sounds good.
And we got a couple of weeks of downtime in the meantime as well, have we?
So the school's open for roughly another week. I need to double check, but roughly another week, and then you can stay at the school, or you can go travel or do whatever you want, and you get like 2 weeks off of school, basically. That's usually time that most people would go home, but you are more than welcome to go to whatever you want. And I just uncovered bricks in there for you as well. Yeah.
Eos will be keeping her eyes open for that book by Eldrin far away, meanwhile assisting the gang in the library.
That'll be, yeah,
that's
we'll continue that from next
next
week.
week.
But are we settled on the Bastion location, what you want to do from here? You're all in agreement?
Yes, sir.
I think so. Majority,
Yep.
at least, yeah. So
Perfect. Then what we'll do is we'll wrap here for today. We will continue from next week. If you guys want to do anything for next week, I would recommend preparing potential downtime to lead you into your next travel. Basically, prepare for a trip. If you're all in agreement going to Saigo no Toshi, Remington will join you there. He will not be traveling with you. So you do have time to get there and a method to get there. They will send you on a boat. You choose where you go. You guys are autonomous. They're not going to force you anywhere, and I'm not going to railroad your story anywhere either. You guys choose your destinations, your path. I recommend discussing it this week, making sure you're on alignment. If you want to be there for the event, I did work it out there. So it is currently, where's it? Sorry, calendar. It is currently, where are we? Session 40, crazy. We are on the 14th of the 12th. Every month has 30 days, so you have 16 days until you have to be at Atsu's place. If you wanted to go to Saigo no Toshi and to stay at the inn and do all of that stuff. Not saying you have to. If you wanted to, that's where you would be. So you have 16 days. That includes...
What's the travel time?
Travel time is a few days, but I don't think it's massive. If you're taking a boat most of the way, you can actually get a boat. Actually, theoretically, you take a boat all the way there if you wanted to, and in which case it's a couple days, 3-4 days. If you wanted to cross the land yourselves, it's considerably longer. Depends on what you want to do. But you could get there in a few days, yeah.
So we've essentially got a week and a half of downtime to do what we need to do, and then half a week of travel.
Nice.
It is, I can tell you now. It's a little longer. Sorry, so 1 sec. It is 4 days.
I just want to work out from the downtime
It's about a week of
table.
travel. Yeah, it might be a little longer or shorter depending on the weather and how you're doing, but it's about a week of travel. Because it's right out in the edge of the isle, so.
Okay, so we got a week of downtime. Cool. Just so I know what I can learn in that time. Awesome.
So prep for that and prep for what you're bringing with you and what you're leaving behind. As always, I will open your storage units next week so you can put stuff away and take stuff with you.
storage units, I get a vault.
No.
You just leave it in your house on the table, like all over the place, much to Lissa's chagrin. And
Your
you
floor wardrobe.
floor drop.
Wardrobe, yeah.
And then make sure you guys have that prepared for next week, and we'll kick off as quickly as we can, as we always do, for next week. Pick up here. Sound good?
Hell yeah, man.
Awesome. In that case, I believe we're done. So, Mr. Dobbs, thank you for joining us. We're happy to have you on board for the next arc.
Thank you.
Let's see what Eldrin has to offer. And as for all of you, thank you so much for being there. You'll be able to see their socials beneath. please feel free to check them out. There will be links and everything in chat. If you are watching the post show, ! Question and ask your question, please. We will see you all shortly. Those of you on Twitch, hope to see you shortly anyway. The podcast listeners, thank you so much. Join you next week. And those on YouTube, thank you for being here with us. We appreciate you as well.
Smash that like, follow, subscribe.
Do it all. Thank you so much. Take care, everybody. All the best.